live! Hello, and welcome to the Last Ascension, Session 5. The last session you had with Leon, the emergency session, was Session 4.5, so a little extra one that we threw in yesterday, if anyone was watching that. And yeah, if anyone's watching today, hello, welcome in. We have got 3 wonderful players here today. My camera is backwards, I meant to point that way. I never know with this camera. But yeah, thank you all for joining me. And I have a feeling it's going to be a very interesting session.
What?
Whoa, crazy. So we'll quickly go around and introduce ourselves. So I'll start. Hi, I'm Erin. I am the DM for this session, one of 2 DMs. Pronouns she, her. Still can't point the right way, everything's backwards. Let's go Phoenix.
Hi, I'm Phoenix and my pronouns are they, them, and I play Jenny, whose pronouns are he, him, and he is a Warforged barbarian.
Nice. Let's go down to Peter.
My name is Peter. I play Tanner, and me and him.
All of
Go
us.
by he, him. Wow, look at that! I nailed that intro.
Hey! And Michael.
Hi, I'm Michael. I go by he, him, and I'm playing Beck, the Harangan druid.
Nice.
Pronouns he, him.
We said just before the session started, we got the lads in today.
Lads,
Oh
I
my
need to-
god.
Blood gang.
My god, thank you. Beck is here. Beck is always here. But yes, so today, oh, that reminds me, I forgot to put my alert box in. 2 seconds. 'Cause that should have done something fun. There we go. Very cute.
I'm cute.
Yeah, luckily it catches itself up, so. But yes, so we got lads in today, especially when I bring in my NPC, which I am kind of scared to do. If you saw the ending of yesterday's episode, it seems like someone might go through a bit of interrogation, but just to catch everyone up with what's happening. Basically, we are now a group of outcasts who have found themselves in a different manner of ways, have ended up on Squishy, where a child named Mao presides, and also with their little plushie called Squish. This landlord is the second that they have seen, the first being Judgment, which a few of them started on, thinking that was their entire world, and then their world came crashing down as they were kicked out, rescued, and sent to find the Squishy. We then found some more people when they were heading to an oasis to try and find some water, which didn't end too great, as the place was covered with mimics. But eventually everyone made their way back to live on Squishy. Now, after what happened last session, basically some people, in the distance, there was a cloud of smoke and dust that seemed to come out of just one direction, and when people looked, they had flags and there were raiders on the horizon. The raiders got there and the group split into 2. Anyone who wasn't playing or wasn't in the session, their characters had fled Squishy with Mao, protecting him and keeping him safe. Anyone who was there was fighting to keep Squishy safe. Squishy harboured some injuries after they were chained in place and stopped. Especially after, I think, was it Beck who tried talking with animals and just heard horrific screams?
Yeah.
Yep, remember that? And then, so Squishy is, and then one by one, basically, that same night, because it's always night, one by one you see all of your friends, or maybe acquaintances, one by one start getting back onto Squishy. Mao's been running around a bit, still looking quite ill. Shield pretty much just got back up and went straight back to the shack. Everyone else returned to their tents, which were completely ransacked. Especially, we actually know a lot of what's in everyone's tents now, because Tanner went snooping, I heard. and I helped with because we were all in chat as well, just telling you exactly what was in there. But yes, after a bit of chaos, you're now all like another cycle in, let's say it's the next cycle, and all of you've seen Squishy still walking quite slow compared to their usual speed. They still seem to be quite in pain from the last, either emotionally or physically. They're just completely tired after what just happened. Even everyone who came back is just trying to get back into bearing. And actually, speaking of everyone getting back, let's see what everyone's up to, starting with Jenny, because you would have come back with the outside group. So what is Jenny doing once they are back on Squishy?
So Jenny, first thing they do when they get back, they've kind of come back with Mao, who's gone to the garden. So I think they would go to the garden as well, spend some time there, make sure it's all okay, and then settle down for a long rest for a while. And then once that's over, still kind of stay as close to Mao as possible, really, and trying to make sure they're okay.
Sounds good. As we know, as the two children, Jenny has been sticking quite close to Mao as of late. That didn't cause any problems when they left and found the playground.
No.
No, although it did pick on another kid, which was very funny to watch. Well, they're defending Mao, though.
They picked on us. So.
Okay, very fair,
I'm
very fair.
surrounded by children.
It is fun because in the breaks we had an entire conversation about how old everyone's characters are, and we have got a wide range.
Yours is not that wide a range. I'm just at the top of that end.
Because you're like adult, and then we've got like the few young adults, a few teenagers, and then 2 children. Right, so moving on then, Tanner and Beck, you were both involved with being there to help Squishy. So Tanner, first, what were you up to as it moved into the next cycle?
Moving into the next cycle, or
So like the next day, so like what's Tanner been up to since the raid?
I think he probably would have been a lot of the time he would have spent resting, gaining back his strength. He took a lot of hits that on that raid, so he wanted to spend that time resting. But in the morning, you would see him outside his tent on his little stool, sort of what seems to be licking sort of the outside of an envelope and making a sort of little seal on it, and sort of making sort of sealing up a letter to be delivered, and then putting it in his.
Okay, interesting. And then also Beck was there to defend. So what has Beck been up to since the raid?
Since the raid, he's stayed in the shack, waiting on Shield's bed, knowing that he's dripping blood all over the covers. He slept in the bed to get a long rest, putting even more of his blood over the bed. And yeah, he's just waiting while holding Little Squish, because he saved Little Squish from the raiders.
Erin's like thinking, just like, what do I do now?
Well, there's me just assuming that Beck maybe went back to the tents or the garden. No. Just stayed in the shack.
Now we're gonna have some Shield getting into bed with Beck.
Oh my god.
Oh gosh. Despite having 2 windows open, I'm sweaty.
Oh yeah, no, it's bad in the UK today. But yes, so you're all recovering. Obviously, you've had a long rest now, so back up to full health. Everyone should be a-okay from anything that happened in your last session. We're not gonna carry any of that over. I can't remember if anyone had exhaustion from the playground, but that's also gone at this point. Yeah, everyone's just back up to full. Right, awesome. So yes, in which case, Jenny, wherever you are, well, actually, wherever any of you are, you see Shield come back, and basically throughout this past day, he's been sort of pacing around, talking mainly to Mal in the treehouse for a while, and then you see the notice go up on the side of the shack. It is the notice that was pinned up that basically says, actually, I can find where it says, because I might as well just read out what it says. Okay, so the note says, emergency. Mao has fallen ill, a result of going to the playground. The group who left before managed to keep the illness at bay for a while, but it seems to be getting worse. I need a group to go with me to find someone who can help. More than likely, we'll be going aboard another landlord. The risk is high, but also is the reward. Sign up and meet me at the shack ASAP. Now, Shield wrote this before the raid, so a little less ASAP, but nonetheless, this is where your little group gathers. Is there anything you would like to do before your guide turns up? Well, I know what Beck's doing. Also, yeah, you two turn up to the shack and you just see the door still wide open and Beck on the bed.
Had a good sleep then, Beck?
Yeah, I made sure to get the blood spread everywhere. And he just points to the bed, which is probably covered.
It's a very odd way of going about revenge, but sure.
Revenge?
I mean, it's Shield's fault, so this is just the start of it.
I'd be a bit concerned about what you would do to that Monster Hunter Guild fella's bed if you were able to sleep in that one.
Well, it's thanks to Caitlin that Monster Hunter still has her arm.
I know, I would have said you probably should have at least had some kind of one less appendage, so...
It's now just Beck's mission to go and find the Monster Hunter Guild's guy bed, just to, like, lay in it bloody.
It's funny because Beck's normally is a white Harrigan, so he's probably yeah. I don't know how he looks at the moment.
Red, I can tell you that much. Jeez. But yeah, I'm assuming like matted fur, like. I mean, that's assuming that you didn't want to like go and use some of your now collected water to go wash up, but I assume you still wanted to just bleed out.
Well, Beck doesn't know about the water, so he just, used the bed.
That's very fair. That's very fair. But yes, they bleeding out, but still not many big injuries now. Jenny, you want to do anything before your guide turns up?
I think I just kind of look at these two and go, how was it Bird's fault? What happened?
Is that a robot?
Oh, hi, I'm Jenny.
Oh, hi, I'm Beck.
Hi.
Yes, this is Jenny, the person who, along with Mal, showed us to Squishy. And yes, supposedly this Shield fella was one of the main reasons for bringing the Monster Hunter Guild here, and somehow being able to track us down. That which I'm very eager to find out why. So kind of, despite having been sort of like having rested and sort of like somewhat cooled off, he's starting to get a little bit more agitated again now that he's thinking about it. But yes.
Okay. Well, I think the bird will be here soon.
And with that, almost as if introducing them, Shield does then, in fact, a little later than was predicted, Shield turns up, classic weapon and shield on their back, their feathers very ruffled at this point, and they seem to be also a little agitated more than normal. Since you saw all the feathers on the bed, you two, you can also tell that there are parts of Shield's wings which are like almost not balding, but like look like they've lost a few feathers, either from, well, not really knowing why they've lost them, but that would be where they've come from. But yes, Shield walks in to join you guys, a little startled, looking at the door first, and then slowly turning to the rest of you. So I'm not going to ask why this building is open. I've been talking to Mao. I know we've just had to get off of Squishy. Can I please just get an update as to what happened?
So the Monster Hunters Guild has showed up and decided to ransack the place, looking for some kind of monster with large wings, quite a big fella. Description sounds familiar, any chance?
Can't say it does.
Kind of sounds like you.
Yeah, no, I was being... Thank you, Jenny.
Okay.
See, I knew... I had a bad feeling that they'd be around one of these days, but I didn't think they'd find us so soon. I guess in that case it is... It's my bad, and I do apologize that they were here on my reluctant behalf. But as long as everyone's safe...
We do have a couple questions we would like to ask.
I'm sure you do. And she all just sort of looks to back and the state of the bed and is like, I'm not going to ask why you slept in my bed, but there must have been better options.
Nah, this was the best option.
So anyway, those questions are...
First of all, you were very sort of... They had a lot of strong words to say about you, specifically being called a monster hunter, very much a danger to others. Do I need to make an extended list, or should I just accept that we have to trust?
Well, I'd hope that you trust me after everything I've done for this group, but it's...
I do not know much about you. This is our first time of meeting. I do not know really who you are.
Right, yes, of course. Mao brought you, right?
Yeah.
And I do trust the child, so I do trust your group, and I hope that you trust me, but I can tell you why they do not like me, if that would help.
That would be very much appreciated.
Right. Well, it's not a fun story, but I ended up in the Wasteland, came across one of their outposts, saw a bunch of beasts caged up, thought it was wrong, and just released a few. And he is just sort of standing there like, he still fully believes what he did was right, but there is part of him that's like, I probably shouldn't have done that, but I'm sticking to my guns now. And that's the reason he gives you.
So Tanner is sort of like debate. So obviously he's weighing up sort of like the morality of the situation and also the endangering of people by just releasing a bunch of monsters, which probably would have been captured for a good reason. And
Yeah, fair.
yes. Right. We also found a couple letters in the shack. We were in the shack for mainly the purpose of we were pretty much put in there to be detained, whilst the rest of Squishy was searched thoroughly, as you would have seen once you arrived back.
Yes. So,
We, as far as I could gather, this signature of F is of a parental figure to Mal. Who are they to you?
I do not know who Mal's father is. I do not know who Mal's parents are. But the letters you found, I did know of them. I was trying to keep them protected.
Could I do an insight check?
You can indeed.
Yeah, I'm gonna join that.
I saw your eyes light up and I was like, oh, I know an insight check is coming. I know it.
Okay, that's a 24.
Ooh! And
Damn.
what did that get?
15?
Damn,
I've got an
not bad.
expertise in insight.
Nothing
a
gets past you.
With a minimum of 17 for lying.
Damn! Nice.
That's inquisitive rogue.
No, that's very fair. No one's dead yet. The shield might be. We'll have to see. No, yeah, so with a 24 and a 15, you can tell that there is more that shield is not revealing. Everything they've said is what they thoroughly believe. They're not being deceptive in that way, but they're definitely omitting some truths. Some more truths. Hi, Leon. Yeah, you came in just at the interrogation.
Would you like to... I know, Beck, you must have some questions too. Why don't you take a few?
Okay. Beck's just gonna look over and dead in Shield's eyes. I'm gonna use your words. I don't know I can trust you. So who the fuck are you?
Who am I? Well, as you've learned from the Wasteland, no one gives away who they are easily. I am Shield. I was given that name by Mao. Bird to some, Asimar fuck to others. And I am just here as another wanderer who is here to help Squishy and help a new community.
Yeah, no, let's go again. Who the fuck are you?
Shield stays silent. They've made their statement.
Well, we know we got Tanner. They gave you the name. We got Jenny. They gave you their name. You know my name. So who the fuck are you?
My name is Shield. I took on the first nickname that I was given. I said I would do so.
You're putting Mal in danger. Tell us your name.
The last thing I'm doing is putting that child in danger, trust me. If anything, I'm putting them in more danger the more people I bring on, and yet I still allow it to happen.
Oh, the Nicaea fix. And he just points off Squishy.
Sorry, what was that?
Bex went, oh, I know a fix, and he points off Squishy.
Are you suggesting I leave with Mal? Because Mal wants to stay on Squishy, and I can't protect Mal if I'm gone, so...
Oh no, Mal's staying, but because Mal told us her name. there's no trust. If you don't tell us a name, there's no trust. That means we can't work together. So, nice to know you.
Ooh, love this.
Shield looks at the three of you and gives a very, very deep sigh and looks you back deep in the eyes back and says, I'd tell you if I could remember myself.
Insight.
Do it. I'm gonna message Leon what I rolled, by the way.
I think Tan would also insight that as well, because
Please do.
remembering
I got a
one's
9.
name,
Yeah, go
that's
for
a
it.
that's a 28.
So once again, a 9 and a 28.
Yeah.
Yeah. Beck almost looks as if Shield's just challenging you back. Tanner, you get the same vibe as before. But this time, there's no omission of truth. This is... You can almost see behind their eyes a hint of terror as they utter out the words.
Okay. So the vibe he's getting is that it, to a degree, it is like it's not the exact truth, but it's also that it's like there's a terror that he doesn't actually know his name to a degree.
Yes, pretty much. He's scared of the truth that he just revealed. Especially since, well, I'll say it as him as he continues. As I'm sure a few of you know from being out in the Wastelands, names have a lot of power. You might have heard it around, but people don't give out their names willingly. So to someone who doesn't remember their name, not having it means that other people have more power over you than you do in yourself. If I would tell people, if that would help people trust me more, it would be on my lips. I do not have it. Thank Leon. I put some of my redemptions back on, so posture check and hydrate. Posture, I sit like this anyway. If I slept, I'm too hot.
I must admit, my brain is going. It's like theories.
You guys wanted a shield session, so interrogation. Let's go.
Beck's just gonna keep staring and just be like, why do names have so much power here? Name is a name. It's made for other people to have.
A name is your identity. It's what people know you as. It's what people will remember you for. And sometimes the stories you leave behind have a lot more power than you think.
It's not your name that people remember you by. It's your actions. It's your legacy you leave behind. I'm sure that, I mean, have you read stories?
I have.
There's nicknames, like the hero. No one knows if they had a real name, but they're the hero. So it's not the name that has power. It's the actions.
I will agree with you on that, as obviously the Monster Hunter Guild found us through my actions. And not that I'm leaving behind a massive story anyway, but I will tell you all that I tried doing what I thought was right. I was fairly new to the Wasteland.
Oh, I did my action, and he just points at the bed. Remember this. This was caused by you.
And for a second you see, like, slight human annoyance, and the minute that he realizes that you're pointing at a pool of blood and people getting injured, you see him, like something just almost, it, like, hits deep with him. And even he's a little confused as to why, but he gets a lot less cocky than he was before. And I'm sorry that happened, and I will be here when the next raid happens. I will make sure no one else gets hurt. Not to this degree.
I was gonna say, next time, if I don't see you on the front line, you will get a wolf to the throat.
If I'm not here on the front line, I will let you go ahead.
Beck stands up, and where he stands up, that's probably the only bit of bed that's white.
You just said an imprint. That's great.
Oh.
Can I ask you a question, Bud?
You may.
Why did you tell us to take Mal to the playground? It was dangerous there. Why did you tell us to go?
Well, truth be told, I had only heard about it as the playground and nothing more. Mal seemed to know actually more than me on that extent. So when they said it's a fun place to be, I allowed them to take you guys there. I should have looked into it more. That's on my part. But for the most part, I thought it was as safe as you all did. And then to hear about what it actually is. Surprised the child knows about it at all.
Well, they didn't, not really. They just thought it was somewhere fun, and then thought you knew.
I mean, it might have been a miscommunication. I heard about the playground from some wandering travellers before I met you all. I guess they heard the word playground and assumed what I did. It's a lot out here isn't what it says it is, as you clearly now know. I think we've all got to be a little more safer.
True.
You want to insight check that, or are we all good?
No, I'm fine. I'm fine with that question at least.
I'm fully just waiting for, like, every time I close my mouth, just, like, insight check. Not even just shield, just my things as well.
Wait, we can insight Erin?
It has been done before.
It has.
But, like, you know, I've got a plus 20 to deception, so...
That's fine, I got a plus 100 to insight.
Oh, damn it. But, yes, shield seems...
Only plus 7?
Shield is seemingly... You all trust the child, but do not trust the grown man. That's fair, but also, Mao just says whatever's the first thing to come to their head, so it's not like they're hiding much. You know? And not to mention, Mao gives away everyone's secrets anyway.
Oh shit, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Mao is the reason that a lot of people now know that Beck has done some sort of magic.
What's magic? That's
Exactly.
Not real.
Magic doesn't exist. Except when it accidentally does. But it doesn't, so we're all good. But yeah, Shield seems almost vulnerable in this moment that you three have with them. Knowing that, especially in this moment of questioning, Shield is trying to gain your trust.
I'll probably say that I'm assuming is Shield stood up at the moment, or
Shield is stood in the doorway upon seeing pretty much all of you inside the shack, I'm assuming.
okay. Tanner will probably go up towards him, place a hand on his shoulder, and sort of like look down to his level, because I forgot I made this character this way, but Tanner was 6'8".
Jeez.
Jeez.
Oh my
I
god.
forgot he was this tall.
Dragonborns, man.
Yeah, I know. I think this was just a randomly generated height. I just went with it.
You like have to duck to get into the shack, by the way. Like.
Oh yeah, 100%. It's like I'm not. I thought that that would be given, but oh gosh. Yeah, we all make mistakes. We all do what we think is for the best. I know I've made a few of said mistakes. I've done things which probably have been better for for the future, or for the majority of people, but they were done for the intensive purposes of thinking that I was right and in the right. So I can put some trust. I'm not saying all trust. I'm saying that I trust that you obviously seek the right decision, or like you try and do what is right, but you also have the awareness of what your actions will do, as I'm sure you would have probably learned from experience. I only have one further question,
Of course, go ahead.
and that is, what knowledge do you know of how the Monster Hunter Guild would have been able to track you?
How they would have been able to track me specifically.
It did seem like they came directly to Squishy to find you. So my assumption is that there's something that they're being able to hone in on, whether it's some kind of, maybe that they've got some kind of trackers of some kind that would be able to pick up on scent. If that's the case, we have no kind of means to go against it unless we try and remodel your whole scent, which is, I'm pretty sure, impossible.
I'm going to opt to not do that if we can.
Yes,
Thank you.
but there are other ways. I'm just curious to know if you know of any said ways that they may pertain.
I think it's a case of too many ways. I mean, those damn possums, for one, God knows what those things can smell. I mean, the only other thing is snitches. Those damn people are everywhere and they can get information across like that, but apart from that, no idea how they could find us here. Fun fact, Shield knows who the snitches are.
Damn.
Fun times.
So we heard this from Monster Hunter Guild, but who are these said niches?
Absolute bastards is who they are. Snitches, or what I know of them, are people who do as they say. They take information and they spread it to people who should definitely not have that information. Almost make a living off of it. I haven't experienced any firsthand, but I've been with enough wanderers who have had unfortunate incidents with it. Some who do not live to tell the tale in the end. It's best to try and avoid them when you can. Worst part is they can look like anybody, so... Hey, don't trust anybody in the Wasteland. It's a given.
So what kind of instances have you heard of this? Or guess details of it. We can discuss it at a later time. Yes, this group is intriguing me.
I mean...
what they could get up.
The main instance I heard, I found one traveller that I met on the road. We weren't together long, but I left their campsite, and when I came back the next day, found them dead with a note on their body that said, all information goes around and gets back to me eventually. With the, I think it was the Snitches Guild symbol. I'm not quite sure. I don't remember what it was now, but I remember them saying it the night before that someone was onto them. These people are not afraid to kill or give it the right information to the right people who will kill. So if they got information through to the monster hunters at that point, they already know who we are. And I can damn well tell if they know about Squishy, they're coming back.
Hmm. My assumption is that the sort of guilds don't have much semblance with each other, or at least alliances per se, because the Monster Hunter Guild definitely didn't have any good things to say about the Snitch Guild, much like yourself.
It just depends on who you hear them from, but I've never seen them make alliances, if that's what you're asking.
Hmm.
I think we just have to be careful with the marks that we're leaving behind. Get Squishy as far away from them as possible and move on. Do you have any other questions, or can we please go help find some sort of healer for the child? That's why I brought you all here.
Not anything that is presently concerned.
Great. Although I will ask one more thing. Those letters that you said that you have found, I can see one still on the desk. Where is the other one? And you can see him making like beeline eye contact with where like under the bed where he knows the other one to be.
So, just to be clear, which letters these are?
Yes.
I'm assuming you mean that the one that was addressed to Mao is the one still in there.
The one that was addressed to, I believe, the one that was addressed F, I think, is the one still in there. I think the one that was addressed to Mao is the one that you picked up.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's in my pocket.
Yeah. Cool. But I think you wrote a note of the letter as well, didn't you?
I wrote a note of the letter that is still in there.
Yes, and then Beck also made note of the flower that was on the back.
Yeah.
Cool, awesome, yeah. But he's seen the one that's left still open on the desk. Actually, no, sorry, it's not on the desk. He's looking around, he's not seen any letters. That is my bad. He has not seen any letters, and he is searching. That's my bad. I forgot what happened yesterday. Had to double check.
So Beck's just gonna slowly walk over. Well, I've helped with your scent problem. When you're in bed, they won't smell you, so you're welcome.
Perfect. Thank you. That's...
It just means you gotta leave it like that now. So enjoy. And then Beck just leans in close to. Wait, how tall is Shield?
I want to say 6'6". Last time I checked.
Oh shit.
Why are we all so tall?
Beck's
Tall
5'3".
gang!
Yeah.
We're just like three giants next to Beck, is all looking down.
If I had to describe Shield, it's like
6'5".
yeah. If I had to describe Shield, it's like tall, lanky motherfucker. Like, you know.
Yeah, mine is the exact same.
Okay, so
Like they're a bit of a big barrel chest. Like they're a bit of a barrel chest. Like they're a dragonborn. Obviously, they have to have big lungs for their breath weapon. But other than that, they're very lanky.
so instead, Beck's gonna like say come down so he can whisper in his ear.
Shield does in fact lean down.
Beck just says, "Just because you don't know your past doesn't mean you don't have a future. It's a second chance to make a new you." He's gonna pat him on the back of the head, and then also try and hand the letter over and just say, "Trust me, I know," and then he would leave the shack.
Shield takes in this information, takes the letter back, and checks it over, sees that it has been opened, and places it back underneath the bed. Where is the other letter? Looking to the two remaining.
The other letter, I believe, I gave to the Monster Hunter Guild person, as hopes to try and have a sort of a somewhat deceptive chance at trying to get them off this scent and give an idea of a bigger prize for them.
Yes, okay. That is
In
fine.
in the deception I took Mal's name and associated it with Squishy in this instant. So that they had obviously they had some kind of tie to the person who wrote the letter, which they felt was quite useful information. But there would also be a possible larger landlord-esque creature that would be searching for their child Mal. Quotation marks.
Well, I do in fact appreciate that. However, they do now know that I am not leaving this landlord as to something that was left on that piece of paper, but that is something we cannot worry about right now. We need to get going.
You're just gonna hear Beck shout, "Look down, dummy!"
Is Beck referring to the letter that Beck gave him?
No,
Oh.
I remember Leon saying that they slammed the letter down.
Oh, did they?
After reading it, flipping over, seeing the bit about that Shield wrote, if Leon can correct me, but I believe
Oh,
they
DM's not on the
slammed it
hotline.
down.
Shit. DM in the chat.
Oh, okay, ignore me.
If they
Oh,
did, though,
right.
that'd be interesting. Holy shit.
I thought they slammed it down and just left. Well, we killed them, but
Fair, very fair. Shield still does look down and is like, what? What? We're coming out in a second, I promise.
there's just a rabbit paw on his shoe.
Right, everyone out of the shack. And the Shield starts ushering you two out.
As Jenny walks out, they kind of look back at Shield and say, "So is this place we're going safe? We checked this one?"
I have not. And this place that we're going, as you all start walking out, the Shield does say to you, I'm not sure where we're going yet.
Never know.
And as Shield and Jenny rejoin the rest of the group, the Shield turns to everyone and says, there are 3 possible places that we could go where we can find someone who can help. I've heard rumors while I was away of places that have people who might be able to heal illnesses and stresses in different ways, and we need to find at least one of these people. Problem is, they all live on different landlords. We have time to go to one, so we have to pick the right one.
So we're going to someone who casts magic, is what you're saying?
Possibly. I'm not sure how they heal, but I've heard of 3 healers. It's either magical or I guess physical. In some way, they should be able to help. Renown, whichever way the Wasteland says it, for their healing.
See? Actions, not names. Beck just smiles.
I guess that is true. Either way, we need to figure out which one we're going to.
Well, where are they all?
Great question. There are 3 different landlords that we will end up going to. And luckily all 3 of them seem to be nearby. And I'm guessing that you guys have guessed that, at least in part, a lot of the landlords are named after the constellations. We will be heading to one of 3. Either Mountain, Wolf, or Flower and Heart?
Well, let's go to Wolf then.
Yeah, that's just me.
Wait, so out of character, Flower and Heart or Flower and Heart? Wait, sorry. So I heard 4 out of the
You
I
did
had 4.
indeed. You are correct, yes.
Guess it's potentially
So-
2 countries on 1 landlord.
Just the. But yes, that's how you heard it. You heard Mountain, Wolf, Flower and Heart. Take that as you will. Unless you wish to insight check it. But I will say you're on the right line. Let's not waste any good rolls. You might need a
I-
measure.
Oh, that 20s.
I think Wolf, because Wolf is welcoming to all. Go. Friends.
That is if you have some kind of superstition that the landlords are directly, how would you say, integrated with the constellations themselves and hold all the properties of said constellation.
Well, I mean, Beck, you were on Judgment. What do you think?
People got judged. I mean, we got judged, that's why we're here.
If you name something after something, then that probably means that you like it. Right?
Is it going to be full of just wolves?
Like Shield, you must really like Shield, right?
I guess I like. I mean, I have a shield. Yes.
Some people say a bit too much, I heard.
Okay. It is great to have you on this mission, Beck.
Hey, friends joke, don't they?
They do. If you consider me a friend and that wasn't just a job.
Guess we'll find out. Let's go see some wolves, shall we?
Are we all agreed upon? I will, one by one, go to each person. You will only go to one landlord today. I will go to each of you, and you will give me your final answer. Unless you have any more questions before we do. Any lingering, burning character questions that they want to ask? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. Where does Jenny want to go?
Wolf.
Perfect. Where does Beck want to go to?
I think wolf.
And where does Tanner want to go to?
I have a feeling that there's not going to be much choice left in it, considering 2 of the people have already gone wolf, so...
I mean, there's time to change their minds.
Sure, they'll go wolf as well. Yeah.
Right. Shield takes in the answers. Okay. Wolf it is. I think...
Out a little poll.
Huh?
Shield put out a little poll. See where we want to go.
Oh, literally, yeah.
Love it.
I mean, also, it is vaguely Shield going, I'm not being solely blamed if we go to the wrong place this time. Like... Just like we're taking a group consensus. Everyone's on board. But yes. Wolf it is. I think I know which direction it is. Should be... And then points off in a direction. And we all know Shield in his directions. He usually gets it right. But yes,
I can't get lost, as we've learned.
we have...
So... Hee.
Hey, true. But yes, with all of that said, Shield takes you all over to where the rope is, and you can see it's now very frayed at the bottom. It's been caught on things. It's been just like dragged through the wasteland. It's not looking as sturdy as it used to, but let's see how you do. Everyone give me a strength check.
Oh no.
Be an athletics check.
You can choose either athletics or what's the other strength one. It's athletics or
Athletics.
acrobatics, yeah. Oh, I don't know. Either way, acrobatics or athletics.
My Achilles heel.
I think I need new staff dice.
Oh my god.
It's not as bad as yesterday.
Yesterday was awful.
It was.
It's fine. They can use their dex. They might need it. Acrobatics and dex. That's fine. But yes, how did everyone do on either of those?
8.
9.
26. What?
You know, there was such temptation to just, like, if you even got vaguely good, to just be like, yeah, you all make it down. But if you're all low, what am I meant to do?
Has anyone got Uno reverse cards? So today, low's good.
That would be an interesting session. You roll in that one and, like, it's insane.
You get that on the rewards on your stream.
In reverse.
Hell yeah, I'm making that. You all make it safely to the ground. And as you do, the rope snaps.
Shit.
Or like at the top.
At the top. It comes fully down.
Oh.
It was on its last legs, and as 3 not so dexterous people try to get to the bottom, the tugging, the pulling manages to come loose. I'll just add 4 to that as well. I was gonna see if Shield did anything to help with that, and no.
Mine was good.
Didn't you get a 6?
26.
Oh, your mic cut out. It still broke, but
Oh. That's fine.
yeah,
Just
the
make
26 is what made you guys get down safely.
Thank you.
The other 3, not so much. But yes. So yes, you're all at the bottom. Shield has pointed in a direction and has said the landlord is down that way. Shield's just gonna start walking. Is there anyone want to do before you head off away from Squishy?
I'll pull out my compass and check which direction we're walking in.
You guys are heading off west.
Okay.
Yes.
Beck follows.
Cool. So yes, you guys are heading west away from Squishy, and you seem to keep heading in that direction. It seems to be quite a straight shot as to which way you're going.
Cool.
Cool. And you guys are heading off to Wolf. Okay, cool. Make sure I've got that right. Fun. Okay, so you guys start heading back out into the Wasteland, a place that many of you now know is not friendly in the slightest. For the first cycle, everything seems to be going well. It's going great, in fact. If anyone was there last time when it was seemingly also amazing, it's still amazing, this first half of the cycle. As for the second cycle, it is a 2-day journey, and first of all, I need everyone to knock off 1 ration.
We got enough.
I'm on 0 rations now, so this will be interesting.
Interesting.
I'm hoping we can get to this landlord in time so they can buy some rations.
Hopefully, because this
Hopefully-
is a
hopefully they have shops there.
With,
2-cycle journey.
With the
Oh, I
very
can share a
small,
ration.
with the very small amount of money they have as well.
Yeah, we can cover you at least for this journey, I think, but
Mhm.
Yeah, I know. It was like,
long-term solutions might be needed.
Long-term
Yeah.
solutions, we'll see. And yes, and let's see. Leon, you still in chat? Let's have a look.
oh, have you? Ooh, have you finished? Have you worked out how to do the thing?
Possibly. Leon, could you roll me a d10, please?
Oh,
Who? And then one of you three, who else would like to roll one?
I'm doing it.
I always roll 9s, so no.
damn.
3.
Okay, a 3, and let's see what Leon gets. Yep, 1 sec.
Oh. Doing a drum roll on the side of my desk.
Mm,
It's a long drum roll.
So what did you
Oh.
roll? A 3, was it?
Yeah.
Cool. A 3 and a 2, okay.
in what way will we die today?
We go into 5 pieces.
You all just immediately die on the spot, like. As you guys start walking, you. Can you all roll me? Or roll me a perception check.
14.
Oh no.
Also 14.
And Beck.
Nat 1.
Continuing yet again with your
Yep.
nat ones.
4 in 2 days. Let's go.
Oh, God.
Yeah, Beck, some dust got in your eye. It's not a good day. You can't see much. Jenny and Tanner, and I need to roll for shield as well. How have I rolled that number twice today? Anyway, shield also does not sense anything. Jenny and Tanner, you get the feeling that something is watching you. This little inkling at the back of your head that somewhere someone is watching you. And you continue on. That is the second cycle. Can everyone please deplete another ration?
I would have
I'll-
given 1 of mine.
Yeah, cool.
So I'll take 2 off.
We're getting to the point where people have to share.
I haven't had many chances to get rations at this moment, so it's a good thing we've got surplus-ish.
Very
Just
effective.
We probably should have checked that we have enough for the journey, right? Right?
Yeah, totally. How many days was it? How many days away? How many cycles? Don't know. We've got enough.
2?
I assume that S.H.I.E.L.D. has bountiful rations.
We will
So-
have to see.
We will eat
S.H.I.E.L.D.
each
can
shield.
start sharing.
It gets
Oh,
to that
God.
point where we've got to choose who to take out first, and I know Bird is going first.
You
Their
know
name's
Jenny
Bird.
is going last.
I mean, unless you want to eat metal, but, you know.
Yeah,
I mean, we
so
don't know
I-
what's inside, Jenny.
Actually, does
Could be a
Jenny
shell.
need to take rations?
Jenny's got, like, a little hamster on a wheel, like, where their heart should be, just
Oh,
like...
right. Okay,
We-
right.
We've agreed that Jenny does have to take rations, even
Yes.
though technically Warforged do not need to eat. We've agreed that for the game to function,
Right.
I do.
Got you. Got
You just
you.
got WD-40 rations.
Yeah, I was about
We
to say,
appreciate
like,
it a lot.
got
Yeah,
some
it
kind of ration that just like, yeah, this just oils up my rig a little well. So
Mhm.
need to
gotta
make sure
feed
it's
the
all
hamster.
loose and working well.
But, oh. Probably just maintenance packs, yeah. Pretty
Mhm.
much. We'll
Nuts
say
and
you
bolts.
can also consume food, though, just if in case in the future you need to, like, borrow from people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's like, do you just have
Or
a bit of
like
metal on
some
you?
other
Like,
people need to borrow from Jenny as well. It's like,
True, although that'd be pretty funny.
Just gonna
Hey
pretend
Jenny, can
that
you
we're
give us a
eating.
maintenance pack? We need to
Hmm.
do some self-maintenance.
But yes, that was the second cycle. And as you guys start finishing up the second cycle, you start seeing, like, this big, like, shadow in the distance. And it's very similar to if you're walking away from Judgment. You see, like, almost a haze, like, where they're going past. It's, like, not in vision, but you can see it's far enough away that the shadow on it looks like it is just something huge in the distance. So it seems that potentially you might be coming across what you've been looking for. You guys are now heading closer. Is there anything that anyone would like to do before approaching whatever this is in the distance?
I'm good.
I'm good.
I think Tannen's just going to do a sort of small pat on his sort of coat, but other than that, he doesn't seem like he does anything.
Okay, great. So in which case, you all continue forward, and the closer you all get, seems like Shield somehow has a knack for knowing where things are. You start coming upon what you only can assume by its size, another landlord. And whereas Judgment was like very like bestial, this thing that you're seeing in front of you looks like the shaggiest dog you have ever seen. It is just fur upon fur hanging to the ground. And if anyone, that's what I'll give you for now. If anyone would like to do a perception check to see if you can make out more of what this creature is, I will
Sure.
let you do so.
Ooh.
I think Beck still has dust in his eyes.
Oh no.
That's a 22 from me.
Cool, 22. What was that for Jenny?
That's a 10.
10 for Jenny, and for Beck.
Another nat one.
Get new dice, please. Oh my goodness. So yeah. Yeah, what you can make up, Beck, dust in your eyes. It's gotten worse. Like, you thought you got it out, but you somehow put more in. Like, it's just not a good day. Jenny, you can see that, Beck hasn't inherited my luck. You've somehow gotten Kay's luck dice. But yeah, Jenny, you see that this big creature has 5 wagging tails behind it. It looks like a very happy landlord.
Cute.
Yeah. And, Tana, what you can see, it seems that, like, nearing the bottom, like where it's walking past things, similar almost to your rope back at Squishy, you can see that loads of hair and some of it dragging near the ground has been made into rope ladders. And that would seemingly be people's way up. But yeah, it is just like this 6-legged, shaggy creature. Like, if it had, like, if you could see the front, you could literally imagine it, like, panting as it's, like, walking. It is, yeah, it's just making its way through No Cares in Life. And it seems a bit smaller than Judgment. Almost like half the size of Judgment, I'd say, if you have been there. And I think that's just Beck.
Yay.
Yeah, so you're the only one with... Since you lived on Judgment your entire life, you're the only thing who can really scale this thing. And this thing is, like, still probably a few towns big. A few cities big. But nowhere near, like, the huge country's worth of space that Judgment was.
Yeah, I was going to say, Beck's probably just looking at it and went, oh, that's smaller than I thought. Boring.
Interesting. But clearly a lot bigger than Squishy, so I still think it's gonna be a little tricky to get up there.
But
I do believe I see some rope ladders that you should be able to climb up with, but it will obviously be a long journey upwards.
It would, yes. I am surprised not many people have fears of heights here, because you would not survive getting up and down a landlord. Anyway, unless anyone has any better ideas, I think that's our way up. Cool. In which case, unless there's anything anyone else wants, unless you want to chill in the Wasteland for a bit, you know, test your luck, see what's happening, roll the dice. No? Thinking better of it? Okay. So yes, as you guys all continue forward, you start heading on. Well, you get there and you're seeing, like, first of all, the first thing you see is a giant paw slamming down next to all of you. And you know, like in cartoons where it hits the ground so hard that you will jump? You do that. Like,
No.
this thing is massive and we love it. Sorry, like, the image I've got in my head is adorable, like... but yes.
sorry, it's just the term mahusive.
Massive. Like, this thing is
Mahusive!
big. Like, it would probably take you, like... Not an hour, but, like, at least, like, quarter of an hour just to get up the pole. Yeah. This thing is, like, it seems to be... Let's see how you're rolling. Beck, give me a perception check.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's a 18 plus 7, so 25.
Nice. You can see that this one, although a lot smaller in general, is a lot lower to the ground than Judgment was. Seems to be some sort of... And as well for Squishy, Squishy seems to be, considering how quickly you guys get up and down the rope, seems to be quite lower to the ground as well. So, info for you. Yeah, you all get past the paw and you make it to what seem to be very sturdy looking rope ladders. These things are made from the fur, so they do actually stick to the body and don't sway as much. It looks like these have been used quite a bit. So in which case, I think everyone's going to start climbing.
yeah.
Yeah.
Do I be mean and make you roll to see if you all make it up there?
You said they're like really sturdy and like really good.
I know.
So easy. Don't even need to make us roll. It's so easy.
Yeah, but it's
So we
money.
auto pass everything.
Everyone just do me one, just to see, just one. We'll make it a flat strength, just to see how tired everyone is by the time you make it up. I'm not going to be mean and make anyone fall. This is just to see how much energy you have by the end of it.
Somehow it's only an 11.
Okay.
Practice.
I got 18. I'm living.
And then,
Well, I think I've taken on to Beck a little bit because I got a 2. I was a 3 with the -1, so yes.
yeah. Okay. So
It wasn't a nat one, so I'm not quite Beck level yet, but it's like I've taken on a little bit.
it's now Beck level, is what we're calling it.
Yep.
Yeah.
But in this case, actually, Beck, you get to the top, you feel like you could climb it again. Like, you've got this racing energy to you. Shield and Jenny, you sort of, like, get to the top. A normal amount of, oh, that was a long time to be climbing. Your limbs are aching a bit. Sort of thing. Tanner, you barely make it over that lip.
Pull Tanner up last minute.
Yeah, Jenny sort of just grabs you by the back and, like, lifts you over the final bit.
I cannot do this all day.
Oh, you would have died then going on to Judgment.
I'm not as young as I used to be.
This is small compared to where we came from.
Saying that as if half of you didn't accidentally just fall down it. instead
I
of
climbed. I climbed. Well, yeah, no, I climbed.
You think I generally just go up and down landlords?
Yeah. You go up and down Squishy, don't you?
They're not a landlord. I try and limit that as much as possible. Ooh.
We're just giving Tanner a second to collect themselves.
I like when it's just a flat surface, you know? It's like the actual like top of a landlord. That's my kind of speed. Going up and down it. Oh no.
Poor Tanner, man.
Leisurely stroll, not hike, if you know what I mean.
But yes, you guys all get to the top, and it's almost as if, like, the fur that you've been seeing is a little short now, not to the long extent that it is on the sides. It's come back, and it's almost like a swaying grass in the breeze as you all get on top of this landlord. And as for what you all see, you all end up in what seems to be almost like a little, like, picket fenced town. You see quite a few small, modest buildings, nothing compared to the grandness of Judgment. These are all like mini log cabins. Some of these are like, it's very like woodsy, outdoors sort of vibes. Like there's log cabins, there's just some little cottages on the sides. Oh no. The refreshments needed, like.
Yeah, it's like, swap out drinks now.
There we go. I give one for all of us. Let's just like.
I was about
Take
to
a
do the
break.
same thing.
I can do it too, and I have unlimited. I could just give myself inspiration. I'm not going to do that, but it would be very
I might as
funny.
well have unlimited talent points, honestly.
Very fair. I just need to make.
You're,
Yeah.
you're only used to use that one when it wants everybody, either one person, also after at least one person has done it, and then you have to wait until everybody else has used it, or something like that. Maybe something like that. Maybe we'll see. Or until someone else uses it again. It's like.
I need to make a redemption for people who already have that much, and just like, so if you get like 100,000, then like, although you're close to that anyway.
I'm close. Come on.
Jesus.
Wait, what?
If you get
What do you
100,000,
have?
you get a selfie of Erin.
Oh god.
Get a sort of like scandalous pose.
Yeah. Because obviously, like, I did streaming a while back, so Phoenix has a lot.
Mm.
You've been collecting.
Just got to pose up a little bit. So.
But yes, you guys all get to the top, and as you're all looking around, like, it seems to be very cozy, like the little picket fence, and like you look out into the distance, and vaguely way off in the distance you can see other towns, but for the most part it's either like the swaying grass, or you can see these built up forests that also, so the sides all seem to be like this grey ash sort of colour fir, and then also the trees going up seem to have like this greyish colour to them. And yeah, this is what you guys see. And also as you look around, you notice there's no one around that you can see out on the streets. It is quiet.
Beck's just looking around and he's probably just going to be like, I wish I was born here. This is awesome.
Tanner's sort of like silent, just silently looking around, sort of see what's going on. Try and work out what's happening.
Nice. I mean, if all of you wanted to give me like... We'll do investigation. I've said perception too many times. Let's do investigation check. Let's switch it up.
You're gonna wish he didn't say that, because I've got also got expertise in that. So That's a 25 for me.
We got a 25, we got a 2.
14.
14. I like that you guys give me the spread, you know? Like, you always seem to, like, give me the options.
We got 1 in 10 integers, yes. It's like...
Yeah. Jenny, you're, like, almost similar to Beck. Like, this is just a very calming place to be. It's very quiet, as you can see, and everything that I mentioned before. Yeah.
I've honestly probably never seen somewhere pretty before.
Oh, yeah. I mean, to be fair, you've been wandering the Wasteland for a while, so this is, like, the most calming place you've ever seen.
Yeah.
Yes. And then, Beck. You can see that, like, glancing around, there seems to be movement in the buildings. There are clearly people around, there's just no one outside right now. Tanner, you can see specifically that most of the buildings, all of them have the constellation of Wolf on as a first thing. And also you can see that all of the clocks around, you don't know what this place cycle is at the moment. You don't know like how they live, what the working times are, but you can see it seems to be in between two like bigger points. So like if it was like a regular clock, it'd be like maybe halfway between like 2 and 3 right now, but none of them are numbered.
Are they? Is it stuck between 2 points, or does it seem to be like it's just?
It seems to be still ticking, but like that seems to be like what time it is. Time. Whatever that is in this world.
How can you tell the time without the sun?
Never know.
Can I sort of somewhat, I guess, further investigate the clock, or sort of like more just to sort of like tell how long this time is, or sort of like how long this clock goes on for, sort of what to try and find out what these things mean. It's like, what are these two integers, or how long are between these two integers?
You can. So as you see, get close to one, it looks very similar to one of our regular clocks, in which it has the small hand ticking a lot slower, bigger hand a lot faster, and the bigger hand seems to be moving at a very steady pace, and that almost rather than it seems to be it seems to be ticking at like a very steady pace, and then also it's getting closer to the bigger number like the more you stare at it. It's like, okay, nothing's going on, but the more you pay attention to it, it is getting a bit faster.
So large hand is ticking at a steady pace, it's starting to go slightly faster towards a bigger number?
It is, yes. It seems to be almost counting down towards something. You get the feeling with what you rolled. You get the feeling like something's going to happen soon. So rather than telling the time, more of like a ticking timer sort of vibe.
Okay, so I think they're going to sort of somewhat inform these sort of ideas onto the rest of the party, and yeah, this is what he's thinking. Is that he's saying he's just going to wait it out, really, so see how long it will take.
Cool. Yes, Shield is also with you, has just also been catching his breath. He struggled a bit up too. And as you pass on the information, Shield looks to you all and says, okay, so I'm not sure what's up with the clocks, but that's good to know. Might mean something is happening soon. Might be best to just quickly take a look around, see what things we're sort of dealing with. Maybe we can see if we can find someone to help us.
There's people in them buildings over there. And Beck will point to where he saw some people moving inside.
Yeah, there seems to be almost like a not like a corner shop, but like a row of like shop-looking buildings. Each of them having like little swinging signs, all with various words on them. But yes, you can see people moving behind them.
Can we read the signs? Are they in a language that any of us know?
The ones on the swing signs, like the one. So there are two sets of signs. Some of them are like, you know, like classic pub, like old tavern, like outside. Yeah. So those ones are written in circle cipher, which I'm going to hopefully ask Leon to do later, and be cheeky and do that.
I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
And then there's also some signs on the doors that you guys end up seeing that say almost done, and it seems to be on like one of those like twisty like open shut sort of thing.
Okay.
And a lot of them say almost done, and some of them say fully booked.
We don't know what any of the shops are.
No, but the others are written in common.
They're not like open yet.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah, they either say almost done or fully booked.
Okay.
didn't think that Leon would strike that fast in the ciphers.
Hey, I mean, easy to assume that Leon's the one that set that bit up.
That's true. Did you set that up? Oh, interesting.
Yeah. I just wanted I know what the words are, but obviously I can't write circle cipher, so I'm just there like that's what they are, and those clues will be given to you later. But yes, so you've got like a row. I think there's about 4 of these like shop sort of things you can see, and the rest of the cabins seem to be what you can assume housing for the most part. So yeah.
So, Bird, do you know where the healer is?
I only know that it's on here somewhere. I mean, I was hoping that we could just get on, ask someone, and they could point us in the right direction. But we might just have to wait until someone comes around, or we could knock, but they all seem to be not too inviting, but very polite.
We should wait for them to be ready.
If that's what we should do, I'm not quite sure what the people of Wolf are like, if the association, like Beck says, is there. I'm just hoping they're not assholes.
So I just rolled to see what Beck would do. He's walked up to one of the doors and he's knocking.
Nice. So you knock on one of the closest doors, and you hear like this little almost like jingle come from somewhere, almost like surround sound speakers. There's this little jingle that says, "Hi, we'll be with you shortly. Thank you so much for your patience. Wait until the timer goes off. Thank you." And it seems to do this every time you knock.
Beck's gonna look around like, what the fuck?
And this is very clear. All of you could hear that.
Okay. That's just in common as well.
Yes. Actually, if anyone knocks it again, it does go to a different language.
Good.
It's like covering all of its bases just in case. Like by the time you get, if anyone like would knock 10 times, by the time it gets to the 10th one, it's like, "Okay, we are currently trying to find your language. Please bear with us." And then you hear like flipping noises. It's like the pre-recorded message is like just going through like different dialects. But yeah, basically, you knock. No one seems to answer. Even the people inside seem to be weirdly going about like not even having heard the knock. Anything anyone else would like to try, or are you just waiting?
I'll return to the group. Just
Tana's waiting.
Jenny will sit down and wait.
Cool. Beck is back at the group. What is Beck doing?
he's waiting, but also just looking around.
Cool. Okay. So, as you guys all sort of almost sit awkwardly on like this one bench, you're all just waiting, looking at the clock, and finally it does get to the bigger number. And the moment it does, every door automatically opens at the same time. You hear the same jingle from before, and an oddly calming voice go in. Thank you so much for joining us today. Everyone move on to your next scheduled activity and we will be with you shortly. Thank you. And people start walking out in single file in these long grey robes. And
Oh my god.
yeah.
It's a cult.
We don't stand out.
No.
Although that being said, none of them seem to pay any attention to you guys. They're all like almost walking as Sims, like walking in straight lines between buildings.
Like they even see us.
And yeah, that's what these people are doing.
Can we go to one of the buildings now that the doors are open?
You can indeed, if you want to. Yeah, what does everyone want to do now that people are out in the open?
I think Tanner's probably just gonna follow one of the lines.
Cool. What's Beck doing?
Well, Beck sees Jenny going one way and Tanner going another way, and he just looks at Shield like, "The fuck is happening?"
I guess either pick another line or follow one of the others. People walked off. What do you think?
You go that way.
Cool.
Beck thinks he's pointing to Jenny, but I don't know if he is.
2 seconds. Let's have a look-see. So, 1 will be Jenny, 20 will be Tanner. Shield is following Tanner, which means, Beck, you are following Jenny.
Yep.
Cool, we'll split up. I guess meet the next time the doors open. If you
Are they
head
gonna
inside.
close?
I do not know. It seemed very spooky.
Try not to kill anyone, and he walks away.
I wouldn't! And then he realizes how loud he is compared to the rest of the world, and he's like, I'm not gonna do that! And then follows quickly after Tanner. In which case, we have split the party! Interesting. And let's see, who should we pick on?
Not pick on.
Phoenix!
Hi.
1 or 20?
1. Your camera. I've just lost your camera. No, there you are. Okay,
There
sorry.
you go.
1.
I dropped it. But it is in
Good.
fact a 1, which means we're following you and Beck first.
Cool.
Cool. So, yes, you two started walking off in one direction. You can see that the people that have come out, they're sort of doing their paths. And they've started walking into another building, one of the lines that you are particularly focusing on. What are you guys doing? Are you following them? Or are you just observing?
Go into one of the buildings that people have come out of.
One of the ones people have come out of, okay.
Yeah.
So, yes, you guys, in which case, head into one that Beck was looking through, the one that you knocked the door of. And as you two head in, as you head in, you see this little reception desk room. And you see someone behind the desk smiling at you guys, unblinking, just completely prepared, grey robes again still. And yes, so as you guys head over, you can actually see a lot of the robes have the wolf constellation on them. And this one seems to have like a little like fluffy like ruffle around their neck. in like a little cluster of stars decoration sort of thing. And they are just smiling at you, deadpanned, eyes wide, bright smile on their face, welcome you into this little reception room. They're not saying anything, by the way. Again, not really recognizing anyone's walked in. What are you guys up to?
So they don't react when they see me covered in blood just walk through.
Nope.
Because I still haven't cleaned myself, shall we say.
Absolutely zero reaction. Not even a blink from this person. Oh, Phoebe can't hear you.
Great.
Okay, now I can hear you.
Hi?
Yeah. Oh, good.
Yeah, Jenny's just saying hi.
Hello there.
Hi. We're new around here. Can you tell us where we are?
I can tell you where you are. You are at the reception desk.
Reception desk for what?
Oh, well, you see, we have a session soon.
What session?
This is a very fun session. In this session, we are all learning about each other and getting to know each other. Sorry, just the way Ophelia looked dead into the camera then, like,
I
yeah?
know.
Caitlin's here.
What's the dumb?
Kaylin, not now.
Alright.
Okay. Do you know a healer around here?
A healer? Yes, we have many healers. We have an entire section. If you go just down, left, then right, then left, then you will find the healing section. Although, isn't this all healing?
Okay. Left, then right, then left. Thank you.
You are so very welcome. And as you, as she says that, she sort of like deadpans again.
Okay. Well, Jenny's gonna kind of look back and say left, then right, then left.
That was weird, but okay.
A little bit.
Cool. So are you guys heading off?
Yeah, I'm gonna try and follow the directions, I think.
Great. Well, you do try to. But the minute you guys turn around back to the door, you hear the jingle again go through these seemingly everywhere microphones, and the door slams shut.
Okay.
And the woman goes, "Great, we have 2 participants. Thank you so much for joining us today. If you would like to put a robe on each, I will take you to the back room and we can all get to know each other. Thank you."
No
Oh,
thanks. Back
we
tries to
were
open the
gonna-
door.
Go.
The door is solidly not budging. This thing is locked up tight.
Can you unlock the door, please?
But why would you want that? Are we all getting to know each other? Please follow me. It won't be that long. And she starts walking into a back room again, following the sort of like line plan. You 2 are just left in the reception desk room.
What's the door made of?
Great question. It is like a wooden like log cabin door, but make me a investigation check if you're like properly looking at the door.
11.
Cool. So you can see that it is like a log cabin, but even from this side you can see through the keyhole and all over the other side of the door that you can vaguely see through windows, the grey shagginess of like the landlord has completely covered the door with like vines, and it's coming through the keyhole as well.
Shit.
So wooden door covered by landlord vines.
Okay.
I tell Jenny.
Like that.
And
maybe if we just do their thing, then we can go.
But do we have to join the cult?
I don't know.
Okay. Beck walks up to the grey robes. He tries to find like the cleanest one.
they are all immaculately clean.
Okay, he'll put one on.
Cool.
Jenny too.
Incredible. Yes, you two sign up for the session. And we will get back to you two. Going over to the other side now, following Tanner and Shield, you two can take a deep breath for a bit.
For a bit. We're going into a cult here.
Really, what gave that away? Me saying, yeah, let's not go into the place where it's been previously locked before and then thinking, oh yeah, no, it's going to certainly just be allowed to let us back out again. No, of course. All friends here, right?
That's fine.
Jenny isn't intelligent, and I intend to carry that through my decision-making skills.
Then again, I don't know what I'm expecting either, so it's like...
Cool.
That was just Tanner's input or thought process.
Incredible. But yeah, Shield catches up to you, Tanner, and sort of says, okay, Beck went to follow Jenny. I think they're checking out one of the other buildings. What's our plan here?
Kind of wanted to see where all these... so I think Tanner was following the line of people that just came out of that building. And it's like, my plan is to try and find, well, at least somewhere or someone that will be able to tell us something rather about this. It's like possibly there's some kind of receptionist who gives out these timetables for this, maybe, because it seems all very organized and everybody knows what they're doing. I'm trying to find where this source of knowledge comes from.
Right, I think that's a good idea. If we can figure out where people are going to or what time, we can figure it out from there. So yeah, in that case, would you like to do an investigation check to see if there's anywhere around that looks like it might be helpful to that degree?
Sure. Currently, he's just following sort of the people, seeing where they go and if they...
Cool.
Natural 20!
Woohoo! Well,
Natural 20 with a +9, so 29 total.
Oh, we love it. Well, in that case, first of all, looking at the people who just immediately left, they're heading over to, like, these particularly small, cozy little log cabins. They're all heading in with their robes, and there seems to be, like, this mysterious fog coming out from, like, the bottom of the open doorway. And, if you're looking around specifically, like, as you're walking, there also seems to be some sort of, like, how would I describe this? You know when you're in, like, a big shopping center and there's, like, the digital, like, you are here, and then you can, like, click to see where you are? There's, like, one of those, like, just off to the side of where you are.
So, like, there's a map saying you
Yeah.
are here. Okay. I think, yeah, Tan will probably stop and look at the map for a
Cool.
moment. So he'll try and make sure he doesn't, like, fully lose sight of where they go. Because from what you can tell is that they're going off in the direction of these cozy cabins, and they're probably going to go into these...
Yes.
But Tan's thought process is that these cozy cabins are kind of like their living quarters, or they're, like, more individual.
They are.
Or something like that.
These particular line is going into them as a group, as opposed to some
Oh,
other
okay.
lines you can see that are going off into individuals.
Okay.
But yes, would you like to look at the map then?
Yes, very much so.
Cool. I don't have a map prepared, but the main areas you can see that are written in, it's sort of cool because it's like, magic obviously doesn't exist, but you can see, again, sort of like what the audio was trying to do. You can see little words under each of the building sort of flashing like different languages of the same word, as if rotating through to make sure that everyone understands what each building is. Like auto translation, basically.
My thought was like it's like the sort of the LED or like things where it just scrolls past and you
Yeah,
just
very similar to that, basically. It's like common first, and then it's like, I don't know, draconic, and then celestial. Basically, it's going through the rounds. And you can see there is the Friendship Center, which is where Jenny and Beck have just wandered off to. You have got the Relaxation Center, which seems to be the one that the people behind you have just entered. Cozy Cottages is the location name of where the housing is. And also there seems to be the medical sector, which seems to be off in one particularly quiet section. Like, all of it's very quiet, but like, this is where you've seen the least amount of people walking towards. They seem to be mainly going towards like the friendship section and the like relaxation section.
Okay. So the line of people I was following was going into the relaxation center.
Yes, with the mysterious smoke.
I'll probably just start discussing this with Shield. So we want to find the doctor or so like someone to find a cure for Mal's illness. I'd probably say the medical center is probably the best place to start.
I think it would be, if there's anywhere we're going.
Yeah. Though the other places around here are definitely giving me some red flags of various friendship center, relaxation center. There's no kind of proper work area, so
it's all very friendly.
I'd probably say machine-like anything.
Yes.
All working as part of a one mech hive mind.
It does seem like that way, but I think you're right. Heading to the medical sector would be my shout. It depends if there's anywhere you else want to check.
I'd probably say to get the main objective of this trip done as quickly as possible. If we want to further investigate this landlord, then we are welcome to afterwards, but let's get the main thing done.
Agreed. This is the most important thing. And yeah, you two can start heading off in the direction of the medical stations. And as you start heading over, seemingly on a different time schedule than all of the other open doors that you've walked past, these ones all seem to be shut, and they all say on the front door, back at the usual time. And like, all of the medical centers, they seem to be like almost tents, basically, like medical tents, like you'd see in somewhere that's, I guess, sort of temporary sort of thing. They don't seem as permanent as the rest of the place.
So there are these medical stations, and then there are these medical tents sort of behind it, or
so sorry, that's my bad. The medical like station area, they're all tents.
okay, right, cool. Sorry. So I'm sort of trying to note take and then also like listen sometimes. To
Oh
things.
no, it's fair. I'm doing the same. Because I can't remember what I called half of these places.
Back at the usual time.
I will say, because there are like sort of windows on these things still for being tense.
That is not a good face.
I have rolled the same number 3 times in a row. And it's not a weighted dice because it's the one I usually use. This is just weird. Yeah. Yeah, Shield is investigating, but is sort of just looking through the window. The most he does get, though, is he does point towards something. It's funny because he's pointing towards something and muttering, but because his face is pressed up against the window, you can't hear it.
Yeah, Tanner will probably tap his shoulder and sort of see.
Mm-hmm.
What you seeing there?
Oh, I can see. I think it looks like another reception desk, but like they've got the timetable up on the side. I can't quite make it out from here, but you might be able to.
Yeah, Tanner will try and do something or other. He does have a magnifying glass, if that's any help.
Oh my god,
whatsoever.
yes! Go for it! Magnifying glass that shit.
I don't think that has any kind of help, but it's like he's gonna try and use something or like implements he has on his hand.
Roll investigation with advantage.
Oh, thank you.
I know you've got it well anyway, but the magnifying glass is brilliant.
27.
Ooh, yeah. You can see through, and you can see, it seems to be someone's personal calendar as opposed to like, a sheet that's given out to everybody. And on the little timetable, you can see currently, relaxation center is where they seem to be at right now, as they are not inside.
So I managed to deter or like infer that they are at the relaxation center at this particular time slot.
Yes,
or something like that.
They're on break, it seems like.
Okay. Yeah, I think it seems that there's a person who generally mans this reception or this desk is at the relaxation. So I guess that's the next place we find.
But I guess that's where we're going back to anyway. So
is when Tanner looks over there, is the doors already shut or
door's still open?
Oh, the door's still open.
Yeah, time seems to be going a lot quicker. No, a lot more slowly out here when you're not looking directly at the clock.
Okay. So time goes slowly outside of the buildings, or out just when you're not looking at the clock?
From what you've gathered so far, as you've looked at the clocks both times, outside, time goes faster when you're looking at a clock, it seems like.
Okay, that is very interesting.
Mm-hmm. But the door
yeah,
is still open since, yeah, when you weren't looking at it, it's like barely any time passed.
I probably say keep on your guard. This is a very dangerous looking area, but we should proceed into the relaxation center to try and find this person.
Good idea. And Shield does get out his shield, and it's like bracing it at both of your sides. Let's go.
Tanner doesn't sort of like ready any weapons, but he will sort of poise himself up, sort of like as if preparing himself.
Cool. And yes, you two head back over to the relaxation center. Door is still open. Fog's still coming out underneath. And yeah, do you head in?
Yes, but he's also going to be keeping a very close eye on that fog.
Incredible.
Yeah, currently he's like debating, is this like some kind of like a mind controlling fog, or is this like some kind of like, oh, this is just steam from a bathhouse? Oh, it could be just anything. It's like he's
It's
debating
very fun, yeah.
the danger of the scenario, but also this could just be a regular spa.
Love it. Yeah, as you start heading in, you're in like a little corridor area that does lead to one of the little reception desks. And yeah, you see the same. Well, not the same because you didn't see the person from before, but you see another person just smiling blankly, eye staring, non blinking, waiting to be talked to.
Hello, we would like to book in for a slot of the book our time for the relaxations center.
Well, that's wonderful. It's always good to have new friends. If you could please put on one of these robes, I can take you straight in.
They'll do a sort of like a side eye to Shield, and if we must, then yeah, sure.
When you look at Shield, Shield looks at the receptionist and sort of says under their breath, "Do we have to leave behind our weapons?" And the receptionist is as perky as ever, like, "No, we trust everyone with the weapons they have. No one's getting hurt here, so please keep them on you. It's okay. Put on a robe." And Shield holds his weapons closer, puts the shield back on his back, and then sort of tries to adjust on the robe with his weapon and his shield still on his back, sort of like covering it all with the robe.
I think what Tanner is going to do is that, not sure if like how allowed this will be by this person, but he's gonna sort of like do it in a sort of like a little bit of a cheatsy way, and that he's not gonna put it on the regular way. He's gonna sort of wear it more like a sash. Whereas like he's just gonna sort of bundle it up to where it's just like a long strip of fabric, and he's just gonna tie it.
She's
like
unfazed. She just looks at you and goes, "Great, you both have them on. Please follow me." And with that, you hear the door slam behind you, both. And with that, we head back to the other group.
Terrifying.
Jenny, Beck, you two have just put on the robes. You're following the person inside. And as you guys head in, you see this, basically this nice, almost beautifully colored room at this point. Like, it's all been very muted up until this point. But, like, this room is, like, almost a children's primary school classroom. Like, it's got, like, everyone should be friends. And this is the good board sort of thing for the day. Like, motivation. Like, it's very, almost like all in Comic Sans as well. Like, it's very friendly looking. And you can see that there are circles on the floor in a bigger circle. And the reception desk woman just walks and sits down cross-legged on one of these circles and gestures for you both to join her in the kind of empty-ish circle. There's no one else there. You two have seemingly sneaked into and made a session that's not on the rota. So it's just you two in this room.
Beck will go sit down on a circle the same way the receptionist is.
Yeah, same.
There is silence for a while. Like a minute of awkward silence. Like almost as if she's expecting more people to sit down. And then suddenly, "So, thank you everyone for joining us today. Hello. Hello. I would like you both to introduce yourselves. We're all new to being friends here. Would you like to introduce yourselves?"
Hi, I'm David. Nice to meet you.
Hello, David.
I'm gonna roll in some intelligence for Jenny to see if they would hide their name, and that's a nat 20.
Yes, Jenny.
Which is so they will say, "Hi, I am Galaxy."
Hi, Galaxy. It is a pleasure to meet you.
What's your name?
I love the fact that you just like captured the cadence in their voices. Hi, Galaxy.
Like input in the name.
Exactly. It's like the. Oh, can't remember an example. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
It was great. But yes, hi, my name is Friend. It's lovely to meet you both.
And
Do you two know each other?
well, we kind of.
David, do you know each other?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. In which case, we will start very simple. You two, please tell me one thing you really like about the other person.
Silence.
I'm sorry,
Bonding
remind
session for
myself.
Jenny and Beck.
What does Jenny look like?
Robot that's like breaking down over time. um, I like your red fur.
What colour are Jenny's eyes?
I kind of think that Jenny doesn't necessarily really have eyes, kind of just like pits.
Voids.
Little void kind of, so it's just kind of like black void space.
Dave just goes, I like your eyes.
Thank you.
So tell us about yourself, friend.
Ah,
That is a lovely question to ask. My name is Friend, and we are all friends here.
okay.
What do you like about us, friend?
I like that you are new friends, and you are new to town, and you put on the robes. Some people don't. It's okay, but we're glad that you did.
Okay.
So, next thing, you both clearly know each other well. We're going to have a quiz. David, what is Galaxy's favourite colour?
Silver.
Galaxy, is that correct?
Yeah.
Roll either intelligence or persuasion.
Oh, what would make me decide between which I'm rolling?
Persuasion if you were telling the truth, deception if that was a complete lie made up on the spot.
Okay, that was a lie.
No.
So that's a natural 1.
Oh my word. No.
I lied.
Jenny's taken on the Beck side.
They've been in the
Join.
same room for too long.
Sneaking.
I sense that someone is not being truthful to our friends. I highly suggest that you reconsider your answer.
Okay. No, it's not silver.
That's okay, we are all learning here. What's your favourite colour?
It's green.
Green is a lovely colour, and you see the lights in the room turn green. Isn't this so much nicer, Galaxy? Yeah, we here at Wolf accommodate for everyone since we are all friends. Next question. Galaxy, what is David's biggest secret?
Hang on. I don't know.
Oh, that's okay. It's always good to be honest with our friends. David, what's your biggest secret?
My fur's actually white, not red.
fun thing now. You've got to either roll persuasion or deception, depending on if that is your biggest secret.
But I mean, they're both -1, so that's a 3.
I sense that, again, one of our friends aren't being truthful here, and we are all friends, so please, what is your biggest secret, David?
What's your biggest secret, friend?
What is your biggest secret, Beck?
Beck just gets up and walks to the door.
And as you start walking to the door, the vines start almost coming through the floor, like molding through it and like cutting off your exit.
We are all friends here. You just need to say it out loud, and then we can all be friends. And you want us to be friends.
Who are you?
I am friend. We are all friends here.
Can I insight?
You can
Jenny
indeed.
towards their glaive.
13.
You could, like, this person is, like, robotic in a way of, like, more robotic than Jenny is the way I will describe this person. Like, everything they are saying, they're doing it with a smile straight to your face. Like, they say what they see. And Jenny, you pulled a glaive out, right?
I did.
Well, that's a little scary, but really, you tell us your secret and then the session is, well, it can continue if you want. Some people do, but then it is over. And don't worry, once we get your biggest secret, then we get your friend, Galaxy's biggest secret. And then I will give my biggest secret, and then the session is done. Please, sit down.
Can't we just finish now?
Of course not, we're in the middle of a question. Sit down.
I mean, Beck will go and sit back down here. He's no other option. Okay, well, I don't want to answer this question. Next, please.
There is no next. Here we are all truthful to all of our friends. There's only us two who will be hearing this.
Is that true, though?
Of course it's true. I would never lie to my friends.
But I don't know you. Bless you.
Bless you, friend.
It's the mute in the microphone to sneeze.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't. But that's why we're all friends here. You are in the friendship section. That's where we all become friends. If you want, we can make this really easy and you can just whisper it to each other. I don't need to know, because I am your friend and I trust you implicitly.
Okay. Beck will just walk over to Jenny and just be like, pretend I'm saying something secret and big.
Oh my god.
Yeah, just a little longer. Okay. Wow. I can't believe I just told that.
Cool.
Wow.
Can you both roll performance checks?
Oh no.
I was about to say, there's no way you're getting away with that.
Let's see how good your acting skills are.
16.
Okay.
3.
Fuck.
I need to stop using that dice.
Yes, please, stop. Just stop rolling, ask someone else to roll for you.
You see that she's no longer saying anything, but the vines that were on the door start going up the walls and start enclosing on you two.
This is violent.
Of course it's not violent. We are here to make friends. And really, it's you two that are in the wrong, not being honest with each other.
But surely it's... Oh, go ahead, sorry.
Can you put the vines away and then maybe we can be more relaxed and tell each other our secrets?
If you want, I can tell my secret first.
Yes, please.
Okay, my secret is I do not control the vines. You are under Wolf now.
Aren't we on top of Wolf?
Jenny's gonna take off the robe and like
Good
throw
luck.
it aside if I can.
As you start taking off the robes, it sort of seems like, make me a perception check.
8.
Even you can see that she's paying more attention to Beck.
Okay.
And even some of the vines start retracting a bit.
I get the robe off.
You get the robe off.
Okay.
So, David, if you could, please tell us your secret.
Beck's gonna try and take the robe off. But slowly.
It's like... The more you do it, the more relaxed she seems to be. And more vines start coming away slowly. The more you do it. She seems a little agitated the further it comes off. It's like she's calm, but there is like her eye is twitching for the first time.
Okay, once it's off, I'll fold it and place it in the circle.
Cool. The minute it the whole time it's slowly coming off, she's like almost like twitching. It's not good. The second it leaves your body, she's blank again. And she sits back in the middle of the circle and says,
Since there are no longer any friends here, we must end the session. Goodbye.
and all the vines seem to dissipate. The robes are off and no one's paying attention to you two anymore.
I'm gone.
Yeah.
Yeah. You two walk out and the door opens for both of you.
Yeah, we get out.
Cool. So, we will leave you two there. And now we head over to Tanner and Shield. So you two have just started walking in. You are now at the reception desk. You have put on the robes. You've managed to keep your weapons all tight like a sash. And yeah, you hear the door slam behind you. And you two start getting led into the back. And the smoke starts getting thicker and thicker and thicker. Until suddenly, you turn the corner. And you're in a sauna. And there are other people sitting around just, vibing. They don't really seem to be saying anything. Some of them are like staring blankly. Some of them have like tiny chats with their friends. Yeah, no, you fully called it. This is just a sauna. So, what do you want to do?
I guess they're gonna start sort of assessing the people, kind of sort of like seeing how knowledgeable they look. It's like they're probably not looking for like a big brutish fella who just like, oh yeah, I've just got to finish working at the gym. I need to relax my muscles a bit. And they're looking for more like someone who is more likely to be some kind of doctor or learned in. Yeah.
Cool. Right, so yes, looking around, I will say, give me just like a general perception check.
As a 16.
Cool. So first of all, in terms of the room, like proper like holiday like log cabin. You see the rocks at the corner of the room, people pouring in more water. It's getting nice and hot for people. You two also fully clothed, like slightly sweating a bit. There's also a clock on the wall, very similar to the other clocks as well. And looking around, you're seeing not necessarily like carbon copies, but everyone's got like the same like blank smiling expression. None of them seem to stand out. Although there also seems to be one other person sitting on the other side who is glancing, almost doing exactly what you're doing, looking at other people in the room.
I guess
yeah.
So Tana would probably still clock on to the sort of the difference, the sort of the one in the needle in a haystack kind of thing. It's like someone who's looking a little slightly different to everyone else. Point them out to Shield, and probably start sort of wading or sort of walking over, depending on if it's just like a spa or if it's just like a steam room kind of thing.
Cool. Yeah. So this seems to be a human guy. And he's clocked that you two are coming over. And for the most part, you can see him trying to sit as still as the others. But when you start walking over, he gives you both a nod.
They'll try and they'll sit near this person and say, "So, what do you know of this area?"
Me, well, I work here.
As?
I work in the medical section.
Oh, that's good to know. I believe Shield has some queries that they'd like to ask. Yes, I am making you RP with yourself.
Right, you ready for this shit? Shield does look over and is like, "Look, we don't mean to bother you by any means, but we do really need some help from the medical section, and we can't wait for however long people are back for." Yes, it'll be open again soon. Is that it? That's all you're gonna say? Like, we'd really appreciate your help now. Look, I know you've got this thing we will be done shortly. You need to sit down.
Tana will sit down and I guess try and play along with sort of like the sitting still and making sure they are thoroughly relaxed.
Nice. I will say, another thing you do notice about this person is that they seem to be in their agitated, like sort of looking at different people. They never set their eyes on the clock once.
Okay.
And seemingly different. Shield is sort of lounging back, not very happy with the situation. Has taken your lead and has sat down and is sort of just staring at the clock, like wanting the session to be over. Getting impatient.
They'll just sort of like pass the time. They'll wait, be patient. They may twiddle with their thumbs a little bit, but they are getting a little hot under the collar with wearing all the clothes that he's wearing.
Yeah. So speaking of which, make me a Constitution save.
Interesting.
Now roll one for Shield.
Ooh, that is a good roll, Mike.
I've got a different number. Yes.
Hey!
Thank God. I thought this dice was cursed.
I got a 21.
Ooh.
I got one off from a natural 20, and it's like,
Hey, nice. And then Shield got a 19. So you two, you're starting to feel the sweat, but it's taken a while. It's taking a long while. Before you know it, it feels like you've been in there an hour.
They're sort of like somewhat gritting their teeth a little bit, but they are trying to. So they're looking at this, so looking at a person across, and sort of trying to gauge what kind of. Obviously, they're not going to talk, but they're going to sort of try and gauge sort of what they know, so like what they're looking. Well, obviously they're looking around at the other people, and so I guess Tanner will do the same. But he's trying to gauge sort of what he may be waiting for. If he's just sort of like if he's like us, in which he's just gritting his teeth and waiting for it to be over.
Cool. He's sort of trying to get almost like a read on people, but every now and then he does turn to look at you both, and he's the only one out of the room who's even, well, that you've seen so far, has even paid attention to other people. And he's speaking in short bursts, but for the most part, it's, we can talk later. The session will be open later. You need to stop looking at the clock. Tell your friend to stop looking at the clock.
Tanner will sort of try and nudge Shield. I think we should listen to what they say. And so, Tanner's stopped looking at the clock, full stop.
Cool. Shield sat back, looks over you and says, I don't think it's going to make a difference anyway. That clock is broken. It hasn't moved since I've been looking at it.
Well, stop looking at it.
And Shield begrudgingly, stops looking at the clock. And then, sort of impatient, does glance up at it again. And then looks back to you two and says, it moves when you're not looking at it. Okay, I get it now. I won't look at it again. And you see the person next to you sort of sign relief. As Shield finally gets it in his head to stop looking at the damn clock.
I'm actually sort of wondering, can I look around the room and see if anyone else is looking at the clock, or what they're looking at, or if they're just sort of like chillaxing and just.
You can see that everyone else is either eyes closed, staring at the floor, or talking to their friend, making direct eye contact. No one else looks at the clock.
Okay.
And, yeah, are you doing anything else? Are you waiting for the session to be over?
Waiting for the session to be over.
Cool. Shield is also doing the same, so is your new friend. And now that neither of you two are looking at the clock, 5 minutes go by. And then suddenly you hear the tune go off again, and people start heading out.
Alright. We'll follow this dude.
Cool. You all head outside, and we will take a break.
Ooh.
Cool. So if we say 20 minutes and we come back at 9 o'clock, what do we reckon?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Sounds great. Yeah. Right. We will see everyone in a bit, Yen. So thank you so much. See you all in a bit. Bye. Hello, everyone, and we are back. Hello, hello. But yeah, we will just get straight into it. So, both teams have just come out of separate buildings. Jenny and Beck, who have just come out of the friendship section, and Tanner and Shield have just come out of the relaxation section. As you both come out, you can see the people start doing the awkward lines again. But through the crowds, you can see each other coming out. And with your new friend as well.
Tanner is immediately going to take off the grey cloak and sort of like hold it underneath his arm.
That's fair, that's cool. Shield is doing the same. Because it was way too hot in that room for Shield's liking.
Yeah, I think Tanner's going to do a couple of buttons down. It's like, he's wearing a shirt. It's like, yeah, I'm going to give you some hair.
Oh, fully, yeah. But yeah, you three come
despite
out.
being a reptile, despite being a reptile, and is like, yeah, this is like encrusted, sort of like stony. It doesn't get much air in, but yeah, it still feels nice to do this.
Oh, no, fully. But yeah,
Yes,
you three come out, all sweating to hell and back, because even, you can see the guy you come out with is not following any of the directions either. Also fanning himself, just sort of like, that was one of the longest things. Please don't do that again.
It's Arthur. We believe it's Arthur. Yes, sorry. We are obviously, as you would know, new here.
Yes, no, I did wonder that. It is nice to meet you both.
So, are you now on your the medical time or?
Oh,
medical
I
time?
am not yet, but I am happy to open shop if you so need it. I am not quite a fan of the schedules they have going here. This man's very just soft-spoken, and soft-spoken you're not sure because that's his nature or because of the surroundings you were in.
Yes. We do have two other companions. I'm looking around for Beck and Jenny.
Shield does go, like, pointing directly at where Jenny was just waving. He's like, found them.
Walking over.
Yeah, Tanner will beck them over.
So, what did you guys find out? So I think we found our person here, but did you find out anything interesting?
This place is weird.
Yeah. And they said that medical was left, right, left again.
And you see the stranger that you two don't know pipe up and go, left then right then left. Yes, that is where my tent is. Hi, it is nice to meet you both.
Jenny.
It's nice to meet you, Jenny. We can go through names in a bit. It's a lot, but this place is a bit strange, I will say. And you can see almost as soon as he's out, you all notice he's staring directly at one of the clocks. And time seems to zip past, and almost before any of you know it, like, the streets are empty again. This place runs weirdly. It doesn't like you to know what's going on, and it sort of seems to just want you to distract yourselves, and it messes with time here. So when you're indoors, don't look at the clock. When you're outdoors, look at the clocks. It makes everything run a lot faster. It's okay now. We kind of wanted to slow down a bit since we don't want them coming out. So he's not looking at the clock anymore.
Should we go to the medical station to sort of fully introduce ourselves, and sort of like?
Yes, of course. I'll take you over now. Shield steps up to you guys and like, right. I mean, we can catch each other up as we walk. You guys went into what we saw as the friendship sector. That's what it said on the map. guessing it didn't go well. Okay, cool. And then
I see you don't have your any cloaks on.
The cloaks were, well, they were trapping us, and I think we took the cloaks off and then it stopped. So yeah,
what stopped?
The fur.
they fur, it was coming.
Like trapping you guys?
Mm.
Weird.
Covered
Okay.
all.
Yeah, shield is definitely not putting that rope back on. And yeah, so you all head over to the medical center, and this tent, unlike the doors, doesn't seem to have any of the vines growing around it, like locking it, and it opens really easily. Like, these tents seem a lot more open than the solidified, like, lock houses.
Tanner is gonna leave his cloak sort of like out, sort of not near the tent that they're going into, but sort of like on the way, just sort of making sure they're not sort of like just leaving it outside a sort of a random sort of tent or something like that.
Cool. And yeah, so you leave outside. Shield does take his inside just because he's not thinking not to. And the other person is still fully wearing their robe as they head into the tent and invites you all into the little reception area. And there's some cute, like, little seats around, like little camping chairs, and you all get directed to just sit down.
I'll sit down.
Great. So if everyone's sitting down, the other person goes behind the desk, sort of like shakes themselves off a bit, and then leans against the desk and looks back to you guys. So you're not from around here, are you?
No.
So where are you guys from then?
Where?
Right. I mean, I can only guess the Wasteland unless you're a part of the other side.
What's the other side?
Well, the other side of the landlord. They're a loud bunch, and actually, they do glance at the clock again. They'll be coming over during the next half of this cycle, so it's best for us to stay inside. But yes, I see you've met the locals of this half anyway. I do have to apologize. They think in very odd ways, but to what I know, they all just want the best for each other. It's weird.
Why aren't you like them?
Oh, I'm not originally from here either. I actually used to be on the other side, and I came here because it's a lot quieter and I just prefer that. So I guess it doesn't work. You saw the thing with the robes. Well, I'm wearing one now, but it seems like the landlord, I guess, accepts me already when I came over, since I already lived here, so I think it doesn't mind me as much. But yes, anyway, sorry, my mind, it's hard thinking here. You said you needed help?
Yes. Sorry. We'll probably go around and introduce ourselves, just that would make you feel a bit better.
Of course.
I go by Tanner, and then sort of gestures to the other people to introduce themselves.
Jenny.
David.
She'll just look immediately over at you like, really? I know I said everything about the names, but David, really. Like, there were better
that your name?
choices.
Is that your name?
Not that I remember. I think I'd remember David. Anyway,
Well-
I'm Shield. And the person just sort of looks at the shield in their back and is like, and you're saying he's not creative? Like, no offense. I don't mean any offense. I think you should really look inside yourself and just maybe find the name that suits you.
Or sometimes bird.
Oh, but
Shield or bird.
bird also, I'm assuming, means like their wings, right?
Ah.
It's nice. I guess these are nicknames, and it's always good for people to have, nicknames.
It's like my name. It's like right here. And they point to where their name is written off them.
Oh, Gen 13.
Jenny. Yeah.
Oh, I see, because it looks like an I and an E. I think that's really creative. And you can see, like, in the presence of other people, they're like, the more they talk, the more uplifting they sound. And it does sort of have the twang of how everyone else sounds here, but it's a lot more muted. So,
I mean,
yeah.
Oh.
Sorry,
don't
go.
you already know our names? I mean, the last person we spoke to knew my name, even though I told them I'm David.
Oh. No, were you in the friendship center?
Yes.
Oh,
There was no friendship there.
that whole place is like one big lie detector. I'm so sorry. If I was out here, I could have helped, but it's called a friendship center because they think it's easier to be friends if none of you lie to each other. But of course, sometimes lying is for the greater good. It's hard, but sometimes they don't understand everything here. They take everything literally.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm so
Well, my
sorry
name's
about that.
actually Beck.
Oh, well, it's nice to meet you, Beck. My name is Dr. Dr. Dreyer. Dreyer. So it's Driar for anyone who's taking notes, because I know some people do.
The dryer.
Dreyer.
Arr.
Not as in dryer as in like a tumble dryer, but as in Dreyer.
Mm-hmm.
Like these. Dreyer.
Oh.
But
You're
yeah.
So
3
sorry
months
about
subscriber.
me doing this. I'm literally trying to put an earring back in.
Oh.
Just come on.
I thought you were like listening closer, like, yeah, I'm getting the note.
I just realised I was muted yet again.
Oh no, you
Yeah.
actually.
I keep forgetting my stuff.
Sorry, what were you saying?
No, I was just asking so like out the spelling of dryer, and it's like, and I said, oh yeah, I'll put it in chat, and it's like, and I thought people were actually hearing me, and then I thought,
Oh
wait,
no, sorry.
and then,
It's really,
and then I see
yeah.
the blue light. And no,
It's really bad when like it sounds like people are like answering. I've done that before, and I'm like, oh, they're not talking to me. Cool. But yes, this is Dr. Dreyer, and yeah, he seems very much more chill than the people that you have met, and sort of knowledgeable about this area as well. And actually, as you guys are all talking, Shield stands up and says, look, we'll make this really quick. Someone that we know, someone that we care about is really ill, and we're trying to find someone who can help. And it seems like you might be the right person. And Dr. Dreyer sort of looks at their schedule and glances at the clock. I mean, I'd like to come help. I'm not sure how they'd feel about me leaving, but I'm also not 100% sure that they'd notice me gone. I'm kind of quiet. So, I can come help, but there are a few people that I need to talk to first and let them know that I'm leaving my family, if you wouldn't mind.
Sounds good to me.
Perfect. Well, I'm actually sure that people who know my family might be coming by soon, depending on the time. So when that happens, we can head over with them to the other side. We just need to. Unfortunately, wait happens a long time here. You never really know how much time passes, and honestly, I've lost track.
Mm.
So,
Do they
yes.
do they have like shops and things on the other side?
They might have a market. I mean, it's a lot more fun. I don't know. I prefer quiet, but they're very aggressive. But they might have markets. There wasn't one last time I checked, but we can always see. People do trades. You might be able to trade.
What do you mean aggressive?
Oh, like they shoot people and like throw things at people. And
Fun
yell a
or
lot.
for fun or for?
I mean, it's not
Like-
fun for me, but they have fun.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
But they're coming by soon anyway, and like they love outsiders, so I'm pretty sure you guys will be fine anyway.
Okay.
Cool. Shield sits down very happy with the fact that like they've got someone to come help. So in Shield's mind, they're done. Like mission accomplished successfully. They've relaxed quite a bit. And actually, as you're sitting, the more you sit in this room, the calmer you all feel. Like there's just this sense of, unlike outside where it was like unsettling calm, there's a warmness to this. There's a this is all going to be okay sort of feeling. And yes.
Doc, have you got somewhere I can wash myself off? I'm not actually a red person.
Oh, is that blood? Oh my goodness, yes. I think there might be a wash basin out the back that you can wash yourself off in. Do you need help? Are you hurt at all, or?
I will tell you after I've washed myself.
Go for it, and then we can have a long chat, and you know we can work some stuff out.
Yeah, you can. If you want details, ask Shield over here. And Beck walks out to the wash basin.
They do turn to look at Shield a little on edge, and Shield just like is head in hands, like I can't keep doing this. I'm fine, I promise. Just please ignore them. And the doc sort of nods quickly and is like, okay, as long as you're all fine. Does anyone else want to, I don't know, talk about anything? Is there anything that's been troubling anyone? I mean, I guess one-on-ones usually work a lot better, but you know, if you want to talk things through, like, I'm good at talking. You good for you look not trusting.
More
Why is
that
this stranger doing therapy? I don't know you.
I don't know you.
I don't bloody know you.
I think it's more because I was just focused on taking notes.
Oh, fair.
But yeah, they'll probably in terms of like if there's anything that concerns. So they're not all mind controlled, or is some kind of mind control, or are they just all looking out for each other's safety?
Well, it's not mind control per se. They all just think very alike. I think everyone used to have very different personalities when they first came in, but it's been like this for a while. Like, anyone who comes in just sort of goes with the flow, and suddenly they all think the same. I really think there's nothing malicious, no malicious intent here, but they get a little persuasive.
How long have you been on this side?
Oh, I've been here, like, I want to say going on... No, but I just... Was it... A while. I've been here a while. Like I said, the cycles, they sort of blend together here. They've got very good timetables, but still, they vary in length and times and speeds, and I've been here a while. So not enough to get into their headspace, though. Again, I think it's because I was born on the other side, so it's sort of just not my thing. I also think too much. But yeah, oh, sorry.
How do you do your healing? Like, how?
Oh, I say... What do you guys know of magic?
It's not real.
Oh, okay then I don't do anything, no.
I personally believe that it's real, but it's a very rare thing.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's very rare. But as long as no one here is mean about it, I have bits of magic, and I can't do much, but sometimes when I speak words, people feel better, physically. I think it's magic. It helps people. This poor awkward bean is just like...
That sounds like you're putting whatever magic you have to good use.
Thank you. I do try. I just like it when people feel like themselves, you know? So I get people to feel more like themselves again.
Would you say I've finished washing the
You
blood
have
out
now,
of my fur?
Yeah, in the time that people have been talking, you will have either done your washing or done your speaking, looking around, and yeah, indoors, since none of you have looked at the time or looked at the clock, it's been pretty fast speeding through. Even in the tents, it seems like it works vaguely the same way. And yeah, once you're done with cleaning, you come back in and you're hearing... Well, the jingle is about to go off, it seems, in terms of like what the clock's gonna do. But you're hearing like a loud crowd approaching outside, it seems like. That's what it sounds like. Almost like battle cries.
Okay. So Meg will just come in. Oh, Doc, real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have anything that can help people remember?
Remember, potentially. I mean, if I speak enough and help people get to their own truths, then eventually... Some people lock away things like that, but eventually a lot of things can be unlocked if the person is willing.
Perfect, you're coming with us. And there's a crowd coming.
Two very important things to say, yes.
You come up with us.
But yeah, you guys start hearing it starts getting louder and approaching quicker, and you see the doctor just sort of sigh. They're gonna be outside the other side in a few seconds, so everyone just prepare yourselves, because they will be coming in here. They get into every building. They figured out that when the jingle happens that all the doors open. They've sort of used it to their advantage. So everyone just prepare yourselves, I guess. And then,
Jenny will draw their sword, like Glaive.
Yeah.
Tanner will try and push the glaive down a little bit. Like these are people, they aren't like going to like bombard us. So actually, they're not going to bombard us. So
They will come in here and start attacking us, yes.
wait, what?
We will be attacked the moment they come through the door, yes.
So I was right.
With love and affection, or these are your people, aren't they?
They are my people. You good?
It's
With
just like,
love and
Jenny's just like.
I knew it!
I was right, babes.
Oh yeah, Jenny's so real for it. Yeah.
Yeah, Tanner take their arm off their glaive.
Oh yes. Shield has drawn his shield and is like standing nearer the front of your little pack.
Tanner hasn't drawn any weapon, but yes.
Cool. Anyone else preparing?
Yeah. Beck will turn to the doc and be like, "Magic's not real, right?" And then cast Flame Blade.
Doc is like, okay, that actually makes me a little more relieved. That looks really cool. We have a few seconds. And as you finish speaking, you hear the very high-pitched jingle go off. And suddenly, from outside, you just hear, "Fight and take no survivors!" And, yeah, suddenly you just hear roaring outside as you just see waves and waves of, like, brightly coloured people just running past. And it takes seconds for someone to reach the front of your tent, throw open the things, and suddenly you are all bombarded and pelted with water balloons.
Cute.
There are like 3 kids stood at the entrance with like water balloons and water pistols, just gunning you guys down. Shield's a little more protected because he's like fully prepared, but yeah. And also they've got food colouring in them as well, so Beck, you are now multicoloured.
Yeah.
You are like a
God.
rainbow rabbit right now.
After getting pelted with water, Beck's just gonna laugh and just dispel flame swords.
Yeah. These kids do sort of look at you all like, God, what's your problem? And then they head outside and start joining the others.
I put my glaive away.
Could have been more specific.
What are you actually expecting? Oh yeah, they're all gonna just come out like, yes, I'm gonna stab everyone in the village. Yes.
That's why I said it quickly. I was gonna let you stab children.
It's like, I was about to say, it's like these streets are like immaculate. They weren't like stained with blood. It's like, you think there are fights here?
Yeah. You do see Doc just sort of like shivering a little, just like, I hate this time of the cycle. I don't like it. They come in and they're loud and they attack people and I don't like it. And you can see like he clearly just doesn't like being pelted with water balloons, but like it's totally chill.
Loosen up, let them have a little bit of fun.
Yeah, okay, it's okay, they can be who they want to be. I just don't like it when they throw it at me. And I tell them not to and they keep doing it. Yeah, you guys look outside, like, because they, like, kept the doors open. It's fully just, like, kids, adults running around. They've all got, like, these, like, different shirts on, and, like, some of them have the wolf constellation on them. Some of them have the mountain constellation on them. And they're, like, 2 different color shirts. So they've all got different color shirts on, like, beads around their neck, like some of them have like bandanas like wrapped around them, just fully decked out in like water balloons like strapped across the chest, like the biggest water guns and some of them have like literally hijacked the hoses from some of these houses. Like people have just come out of a sauna, they're very chilled and they've just been pelted by a cold hose. It is low-key hilarious to see all of these like proper people you've been seeing walk around in lines suddenly diverse and split and just scatter. But yeah,
I like these people.
There's a water fight. What are you guys doing?
I'm going out.
I'm loving the notes I've made. Party people who are armed to the teeth with a full arsenal of water warfare.
Yeah.
Actually, I have to add in multicolored water warfare.
Oh yeah, they go hardcore.
Good.
Shield is also laughing at this point and like holding the tent open, almost encouraging you guys to like go out and go. Like, well, they brought it to us, we might as well retaliate. Go on, go show them what Squishy's made of.
You got war balloons then?
Shield does sort of look over to like where some of them have left water balloons, walks over, grabs the bucket, and just like gives it to you. Go nuts.
Alright, Beck will run off, and then turn around and throw one at Shield.
Shield politely goes up to one of the kids and says, "May I borrow your water gun?" And the kid looks at the situation and goes, "Hell yeah." Boots it like right into Shield's chest, and Shield is now chasing you down with a water gun as well.
Tanner's gonna take their sort of Shield's place, where they're just gonna be holding the door open for Jenny to leave. It's like, yeah.
Doc, do you have like anything waterproof?
The ropes are still there. No, so Doc looks over and is like, sorry, I paused for a second because I forgot I made a doctor character, and obviously Peter's got another character named Doc, so I was fully waiting for you to respond.
I know, it's really confused me as well. It's like, oh yeah, Doc, yep.
I was literally just waiting there
Not
like,
me.
oh, that's my character, okay. The doctor looks at you and goes, I prepare for this all the time, yes. And they bring out like these giant ponchos, like the ones you get at like Legoland, and like helps you put one on.
Lovely. Jenny puts on a poncho and then goes out and joins in the water fights.
Hey.
As soon as you leave, you get pelted with a water balloon into the head.
But yeah, you guys go out, you have a great time. No one's looking at the clocks, so they go in pretty fast, slow, that's it. Yeah, time is like, you're having a blast out here. Like, time seems to not exist. Like, these children just running around having the time of their lives. And then the minute that you hear the little jingle go off again, they're all like, "Oh, come on, we could have been here like so much longer. Why do you guys always go inside all the time?" And then you see the others all retreat into their little houses, the doors lock, and yeah, you're just stood outside with like this gang of people, brightly coloured, and the doctor joins you outside and is like, so these are the people from the other side, and you can tell they're quite loud. But they know where my family are, so we can follow them back.
Sounds good.
These ones are much better.
Oh, it's to everyone's preference. And Shield shoots back in the back of the head with a water gun. You've just
What
got
colour?
this lovely bright pink like outline on the back of your head.
Tanner is just smiling and enjoying watching everyone just get pelted by water.
Shield's like, that's what you get for aiming one at my head.
Beg's gonna try and return fire, but miss and hit Tanner.
Shield holds his hand out for a high five to Beck.
High five.
Hell yeah.
He sort of like picks up one of the water balloons and weighs it in his hand. Throws it back a Beck. Yeah.
Hey.
Can I try and dodge so it hits a kid?
Yeah, do it. Roll. I guess acrobatics.
Okay, well that's a 19. Without...
Yeah, you just get out of the way, and it like hits a kid directly in the back of the head, and he turns around and says, "Oh, you want to go, do you?" And suddenly there's like a group of like 8-year-olds just like joining around him, and suddenly they're all pointing directly at Tanner.
I just stand behind them and laugh.
I don't have a white flag, but I surrender. You've gotten me. I'm surrounded.
The
I
kids do.
was the white flag.
Tanner is enjoying this. He's very much like enjoying the fun, but it's like he's not actively participating in it.
Honestly, seeing like a Tanner with the group all like in one place in front of the tent again, the kids all do let out like one last just like huge water balloon throw onto the group, and it is they're having a blast. They all sort of settle down, and you see one of the older teens comes over and he's like, right, everyone, it's been a blast. We are heading back to camp now, so if everyone wants to join us, we will have some snacks. Let's go. And he's wearing one of the mountain shirts. And the
Let's
group
go.
starts heading back. Yeah. You guys all following?
Yeah.
Sick. You start following this group. They're just trekking back. They're singing some like school trip like hiking songs, like everywhere we go. They're just like, properly camping, going for it. And you guys
Sorry, Jenny is trying to play the bagpipes along with them. They're not quite getting it, but they're trying.
They're trying. Oh, I love it. I mean, as per usual, everyone roll Constitution check. Constitution save.
Oh gosh.
What about all the kids?
They're fine. They've heard worse.
Oh, okay, good.
Why?
Nice.
Why we made guns?
Oh, every time the bagpipes come out.
Oh gosh.
Dirty 20.
That was
The highest I've rolled.
Nice.
Okay.
So far we're using it on this.
Okay. Interesting. For some reason, somehow the dice landed on its side or something like that. But I'm sure, I'm feeling it. So there aren't any ridges, but I got the number 12.
Nice. Yeah. So Shield 2's a bit more used to it now. Is honestly not the worst you've played. And then
Thank you.
Tanner, you do get a bit of a ringing in like one of your ears for a while.
Oh no.
But yeah, Beck, absolutely fine, just vibing. The ringing does fade out after a while. Jenny, you're getting quite good at playing the bagpipes now.
Oh yeah.
Like the practice is working.
Mm.
And you guys all start heading over. You see this bright, vibrant, like almost like camp out areas. Tents kind of similar to the ones that were back in the other place, but these ones are like bright, colourful. There's streamers, there's banners hanging between all of them. People have written like their own like handmade signs and like stuck them on the side of the tent depending on like who lives there. There seems to be one big log camp building, sort of like a hub area, which seems to be one very similar to the other ones that were grounded. There doesn't seem to be much. Actually, no, there's pretty much the same amount of white fur in this area. But instead of growing up like trapping things, the fur is like spiraling over different parts of the buildings and making like more free sort of flowing patterns everywhere. And you guys head into this area, and one of the best ways I can describe this place is like Camp Half-Blood sort of vibes. Like these people are just here for a good time. And of course with the two different shirts, you see the wolf kids, you see the mountain kids, and they were all sort of going over to like team leaders. And as you walk in, one of the team leader in the mountain shirt walks over to you guys and it's like, right, got some new campers, good to meet you all. You guys from out of town, seems like it. Obviously not the doctor over there. Hey, Mr. PhD, Mr. knows what we're all thinking, but it's good to have you back. Welcome to the fun side of the landlord. Good to have you here. Chill out, do whatever you want to do. We got a campfire later. Be there. It's great. We have s'mores. How's it all going?
I love this.
Good. Glad to hear it. Oh, and you guys all joined in with the water fight earlier. That was awesome. Like, some people don't get into it. Doctor over here, but, yeah, you guys, sick. I'm, sort of over here kind of on an excursion with some of my people. We sort of hop between Mountain and Wolf a bit. But it's good to meet you guys. And yeah, we got some extra tents set up if you want to stay the night, or stay the cycle. Some people don't, some people do. Completely your choice. Hey. But also, we got some games going on. I think Tug of War is starting in a bit. That's always pretty fun. Yeah, it's good to have more people here. You know, Mr. Dryer, I think you prefer going by that now. Your family's just down the road. They'd be stoked to see you. And Dr. Dryer's just sort of there like, it'll be nice to see them too. It's been a while. Thank you. And yes, this is the new group. And they introduce you one by one. Is there anything else you guys would like before I can go talk to my family alone if you wish, and you guys can stay and enjoy some of the activities?
Can I get a war gun to keep, please?
Oh, I'm not sure if... Yeah, hell yeah. Keep the water gun. You keep it, and then obviously you fill it up with water, and then you shoot people. It's fine. Go for it.
How much water is there in Squishy? That is the question.
There won't be enough to drink.
Water gun.
Water the plants with the water gun.
Oh, that's funny. Extreme gardening.
Yeah. We have water gun fights over the garden, then maybe it'll work.
It works, yeah. But
as long as you roll about in the garden afterwards.
Exactly. It's fine. The water's going somewhere at least. But yeah, so you got two options. Either you can go with Dr. Dry to go meet his family, or you can stay and enjoy some camp activities. Depends on each person. We can split the group if you want to, or we can do both.
Do they say if there are markets around or anything? I just want to shop.
In terms of markets, you look around, there doesn't seem to be necessarily a market. There seem to be a few kids at stalls, like one of them seems to be a lemonade stand. One of them is like, they've made like homemade trinkets. So there doesn't seem to be much in the way of like grand things, but some of the older kids and like the leaders are sat around an A area. If you want to go talk to them, they might know about trading and stuff. But in terms of like actual shops, you've got like the kids just setting up like Christmas stalls.
I don't mind then. Whatever.
Cool. We'll do a hands up system then. First of all, if you want to do both, or if you just want to pick one or the other. So who wants to do both options? Don't shrug, it's a hand system, guys. I need answers. You can't be partial on this.
Okay, can I just ask, what are the other two thinking at the moment? Are they going to go both? Because I don't want everyone to be going to the water fight and then we miss out on all this, like, going to see the family stuff.
I think Jenny isn't really interested in the doctor's family, unfortunately. Doesn't really care.
And I'm just trying to think what Beck will do, and he's like, go talk to a family. Or have fun near fire.
Family? Fun. Family?
So wait, is it a water fight or is it going around a campfire? Sorry.
It's different activities, so there's the tug of war, there's campfire. It just depends which one you guys go to first. In terms of Dr. Dry's family, there's really not much there. I'll make it easier on you. Even Dr. Dryer is like, I can go on my own, do my thing. You guys have fun and I'll be back.
Okay, cool. It's like, I didn't want there to be like, no one goes there and then like, oh yeah, some important information just dropped. It's like, yes.
I mean, the biggest secret of the island is there, but like, if you don't want to...
Big lore, but you didn't care.
Exactly.
We will send Shield, and Shield will tell us everything.
You can if you want.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah,
Shield.
I think Tanner is probably gonna. They're gonna be sort of chilling with the kids, getting down with the kids, right? Obviously, not just kids, but yes, it is people who like Tanner will see as kids.
The youngsters.
Because they're no, it's not just youngsters, but they are all very immature. That they are like kids.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
Was that a shot back?
Oh god, but yeah. In which case, Shield. If we want to make the split now, Shield will go with Dr. Dryer, and you guys can stay here. Cool. Shield says to you before heading off, I'm going to go talk to Dr. Dryer and his family. They might know a bit more about healing. I'll get some information. You guys have been through a lot in the Wastelands. Use this as some time to just have fun. You really get to do that these days. Really take advantage of it. And
Beck's just gonna
yeah.
walk up there. Don't forget the information. And then laugh.
I promise I won't. And Shield gives you all a nod and heads off with Dr. Dryer.
Cool. Jenny's gonna head for the campfire.
Cool. Yes. So I'll give you some options. There is a campfire where people are gonna tell some stories and have some s'mores. Might be some place to pick up some more food. There is tug of war, which is just a fun mini game to see which of you is the strongest or the most convenient on dice rolls. There is another water fight that is happening still at the back. They've still got loads of water balloons. They really overestimated how many they'd use, so they're just like using the rest of those. And then yeah, there are also little stalls with like little trinkets. They don't seem you guys haven't been close enough yet, but yeah, those are really your few options. It depends what you guys want to do. I think as long as people don't mind, we might have enough time to visit all of it. So what do you guys want to get up to?
Well, Tanner, they're currently there, so like they're interested in sort of like trinkets. Always quite sort of curious minds, so they'll also happily peruse trinket or the trinkets in the stalls. But they're also like very much when they see, oh yeah, there's s'mores, that's food. It's like they may not be like partaking much in the story action of the bonfire, but they will certainly go there for the food.
Nice. Do you guys want to head over to the campfire first then? Cool. In which case, yeah, so you've got your little leader friend now who is very hyped to have new people, and takes you back over to this little log campfire. Like there's conveniently like a few little logs for you guys to sit in like real close. You can feel the heat of the fire. You can smell people starting to roast their marshmallows, and the guide sits next to you and is like, right, so if you guys don't know how to make them, I'll show you how to make them. And yeah, we can make a few. Sometimes we like to give people their own DIY small kits that we hand them off, and then they can go and do it like wherever they come from. So, you know, just spread the love and friendship. Like that's all we're all about doing here. So yeah, we'll show you how to do it, and then you guys can do whatever you want. And as you guys are sitting around, some people are telling stories, like little ghost stories. Like one kid is like, one time I was on the other side, and like they were all just like not blinking, and then suddenly one blinked, and like all the kids scream. Yeah, terrifying. So they're all telling little ghost stories around the fire, and yeah, like a few of the kids as well, they've come to sit next to you, and they're showing you how to make the s'mores, how to roast the marshmallows, and they're very proud of it. And by the end of it, you guys all get your s'more, as either you can eat it now or you can save it as a ration. And they also give you your own little s'more making kit, which gives you enough to make 10 s'mores.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Mm-hmm.
So is that basically 11 small rations?
It's not 10 each.
Oh, right.
Unfortunately, it's 10 between you, and you can only make them at a campfire. So that's if you either have a long rest in the Wasteland, or if you do them back on Squishy.
Okay.
Cool.
Let me
And they do last a while. They don't taste good after a while, but they do last a while. And you know, might be something fun to do with some of the other people during RP time. You never know. If you want to make some friends.
What's that?
What are friends? But yeah.
Wonderful.
You guys all have one small each, and then one of you has like the bag of like marshmallows, chocolate, and crackers.
Don't let Beg take that.
I think we'll give that to Tana to take.
Okay, I'll take the small making kit.
Nice. Anyone got any spooky stories they want to tell, or shall we head on to the next thing?
He's wondering if there's any campfire music involved.
Oh hell yeah! A few kids have kazoos, and they are really going at it. And do you know what would
Yes.
sound really good with a kazoo?
Bagpipes.
Yes.
Yeah, Jenny's playing.
Hell yeah! You're like you're playing the main melody, and these kids are like trying to harmonize like with their little kazoos. It sounds oddly good. Like none of you are like particularly musicians, but with the amount that's going on, it's like a good note hits every now and then. It is good.
Richard, in bagpipes.
Yeah.
Come on now.
And we'll see. We'll see. I mean,
Could-
you are, but
Yeah.
Could Beck try and find a loot? Just see if there's one around.
there's no loots. But a few of the kids do have ukuleles.
Beck will ask to borrow one.
Yeah, you borrow a ukulele from, and for all intents and purposes, it works as well as a lute.
He will try and play it. I have proficiency in loot. So I'm
Nice.
I just
Well, come on then. We'll see. Jenny and Beck, give me performance checks, and I'll do one for all of the kids.
Do you do a performance and proficiency?
Yeah.
Okay. That's a dirty 20.
Nice.
highest roll of the night.
Whoop, whoop.
21.
Hey!
Hey!
And the kids also rolled like an 18, so you guys are like sounding
We're killing
great. Like all of it blends together really well. You've even like picked up on some of the songs that they're singing, and like the kids are teaching you the like right chords to play. You're all singing like these little songs that they're making up. Yeah, having a great time. And actually, while you're sitting around the campfire, all three of you, a few of the kids give you like little handmade bracelets that they've made. And it says on there, what was it, Camp Wolf? Specifically. You see some of the Camp Mountain kids wearing some Camp Mountain ones, but this is Camp Wolf, and you will get one of those each.
Wait, we'll get a
That's
sort of
straight
Camp
on.
Wolf what?
Bracelet, like a little handmade bracelet by the kids.
They gave us friendship bracelets.
You guys are starting to see the two different sides of Wolf at this point,
Yeah, very much.
and what it means
I
to different
know.
people.
Yeah, I now know which side Beck is from.
Yeah.
Yep.
As with very briefly what we discussed during the break, a lot of constellations have many different sides to them, and it really just depends on which sides you prefer of the constellation. Some people prefer the quieter side of Wolf, some people prefer the louder side of Wolf, and some people, like the Doctor, like slipping between the two.
I must admit, it is very intriguing, sort of finding out where does Beck come from?
Beg's vibes come from here.
Where does Beck come from?
Good question.
Vibe-wise here, physically, maybe not.
Never know. Oh, you will say there are a few like other Herringons here. So, like, I don't know. It's just, especially on Wolf, whereas everyone else looked oddly similar in the other side of Wolf, people on this side, the other side, look completely different to each other. Like, this is the most diverse group of people you have ever met, and they are just vibing, living life. Like, all backgrounds, like, all classes, like, you've got, like, some kids with disabilities as well, but, like, they're all being fully included. Like, this, everyone's happy to be here, and a lot less creepy than the other side. So yeah, welcome to Camp Wolf. You've enjoyed the campfire. There is also the stalls, the tug of war, and also the what was the last thing? The ward fight. Where would you guys like to go next?
I think Beck wants a trinket.
Yeah, kind of too.
Cool. So you guys then head over to the small stores. Like I said before, there is one selling what seems to look like lemonade, and then there is one that's selling like so like sort of like the bracelets that you saw, but some of them are like they're being, some of them are being personalized like at the stall, so like you can put your name on it, or you can put your friend's name on it. There's also like just various clay sculptures and like painted things, and it's all really tacky in the best way. This is something that like your kid would bring you on like a parent's day, like all that kind of shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, anything in particular that people are looking for? I will say the one thing you all do notice, none of these, when these kids are like, you see a few kids buying stuff, no money is being exchanged.
Okay. Beck will go over to the one where they're doing like customization or personalization. Can I get 2 bracelets, please?
Yeah, cool. What do you want to put on them?
Could you put Mal on one?
Mm-hmm.
MAU.
MAU, cool. Thank you very much. It's good to know how to spell things right the first time.
That's good. And let's put Beck on the other. BEK.
BEK. Got it. Yeah, cool. Both 3 names, so that's gonna look really even. What colors do you want in the beads?
Surprise me.
Okay, cool. Because you've got
But
kind of
similar.
multicolored things going on at the minute, so like, we'll just go for it. And they give you the 2 little bracelets. They sort of hand it out, and they go, "We don't want no payment. We just need to know that whoever you're gonna give this to, that you're gonna be friends for life, and that you're both happy when you both give them."
Perfect.
Cool. And they hand them over.
Beck will take them, and then. Yeah, do you want to see a magic trick?
Yeah, cool. Go for it.
See, look at my hands. They're empty, right?
Yeah, empty. Yeah.
I'm a clap, and you're gonna. Ready?
Okay. Yeah.
So Beck claps. He does this, and then he goes to like around the ears.
Yeah.
And once he moves his hands away, the kid will have 2 flowers over the ears, like in between the ears.
Whoa.
Oh my god! Oh my god, that's so cool!
How
did...
that's your treat.
Thank you! How did you do that? Or like, because it's magic, I can't know, because it's like cool.
What's magic, right?
What's magic? Yeah. And they take the flowers and they're very happy.
Perfect.
Nice. Anyone else want anything?
I think Anna will probably just be very much what seems to be sort of admiring them. There'll be sort of probably 1 or 2 sort of quite childlike sculptures which he'll probably pause on and sort of. It seems like he's going through his thoughts, like a bit melancholy. But yeah, he'll try and chirpen up a little bit every time he sort of goes on to another one. But there'll be sort of one or two, maybe three that just like he'll stick on.
You got like quite the collection there. Any that stand out that you really want?
I think I'm fine, thank you.
Are
I'm
you
very-
sure? We don't want any payment. We just want you to know that whoever you give it to will be really happy.
I may come back for another time then, because these are some good quality trinkets here.
Oh, thank you very
And
much. It took me a few cycles to make it.
I've got a couple people in mind, but I'm not sure how long it'll be till I see them.
Right, well, we're always here, and we do have another stall over on the Mountain Landlord, I think. Sometimes we send our things over to each other, so if you ever go there, they've got some too. And we'll put in a good word for you.
Cool.
Cool.
Yeah. You just probably just sort of nod and sort of continue admiring them.
Oh, we got the Hydrate Redemption, if anyone hasn't done it yet.
I was thirsty.
You don't have to. You can drink whenever you want, you know?
Yeah,
I know.
I just drink whenever I think it's like, yeah, good time. Good time to drink.
Nice. But yeah, all good. Is Tanner all done with the storm?
Yeah, I think, well, I think Tanner will probably just be spending his time just looking at trinkets. He's probably not